the Rusa, causing some waves, causing some problems, which is ironic because they're having a pretty good year. But has he gone overboard? We're used to that a little bit here in Jacksonville when we had Tom Coughlin. Does it make sense to hire the old school guy? Could that be a cancer in the locker room? Or does the wealth of experience have some kind of positive on your team? We'll talk about that a little bit, but let's get into the big story. And I'm looking right at Kuz when I say this. And it's not really a big story, but it's a big story for me. Kuz, how many balloons, presents, and everything that's going on right now in your office, man? It looks like you're at a Dollar General right now.
It's adding a tad bit of stress to what I'm trying to do right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest.
Well, hey, first of all, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Number two, who are the balloons from?
Nicole.
That was very
wife.
nice. And
my wife.
She gave some balloons. I mean, was there a gift with that too, or just some balloons?
So now what I'm really confused about is there's a box here that says PGA order on it. Okay. But Brent Martineau's name is on the top of the box.
So I think, and here's the thing, I got a tweet this morning. There's probably instructions in this tweet. It's like a DM. By the way, your girlfriend, or I'm sorry, your wife now is in my DMs. It's not a big deal though. But she had something delivered to the station that had Brent's name on it. So that should be yours, Coos. So I don't know if you want to pop that open on live radio. You want to wait till later, whatever the case may be.
I mean, at this point, I'm trying to get Brent on first, and then
sure.
we'll tackle one thing at a time.
Sounds like a plan. Yeah, you just keep trying to get Brent on, and I'll keep talking here. But last night, the big story to me was obviously the NBA playoffs, right? The whole year, what have I heard? And I've had it rubbed in my face a little bit. What's up with ball, right? I mean, rookie of the year, Charlotte Hornets, can they make some waves? Like, this is why the play-in tournament was invented. It was invented for moments like that, where it's the Charlotte Hornets, an extremely young team, obviously. A team that's really been on the back burner, it seems like, for the past decade or so, even though Michael Jordan, essentially runs that organization. But then they draft LaMelo Ball. And now, all of a sudden, for the most part, the Hornets are somewhat on the map again. Yes, they got Gordon Hayward, but he didn't obviously play last night. They got LaMelo Ball. They got Cody Zeller, Miles Bridges, but they're not a lot of household names. Well, then you got Ball coming in, and all of a sudden now they're kind of a cool team. And like last night, to me, was the chance for him to really showcase who he is, and kind of have that. I don't want to call it like a Luka Doncic performance, but this is what the playoffs are made for. It's the next big star. It's the next rising thing. Well, with all due respect to LaMelo Ball last night, 4 for 14. 14 points. Yeah, he went to the free throw line a little bit. Congratulations. 1 rebound and 4 assists. After I had Brent Martineau and Justin Kuzar telling me that he's more popular than Zion Williamson. Now, maybe once again, I'm just naive. Maybe I'm living in a fantasy land.
One wasn't.
Even after that playoff performance last night, Kuz, and we're sitting here right now, who would you say the more popular player is? Now, keep in mind, one of them was made to be a superhero in the ESPN, what was it, DC Marvel, whatever that was.
Yeah, he also got into Fortnite.
And Zion Williamson's in Fortnite.
Yeah, well, going to be, yeah.
Can we rest the debate right now, then?
He's more popular, yes. And what I would say is...
And a bigger star right now?
Sure,
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But I would say... what we saw from LaMelo was a rookie getting his first experience in the playoffs. You know?
Yeah. No, and that's going to happen. And once again, props to your boy, TJ McConnell. I mean, do we bring back the box score breakdown? 8 for 12, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 17 points?
MVP of the season.
Okay. Relax, though, a little bit. Because keep in mind, this was a blowout game, all right? So when it's a blowout game, you're going to rest some of your guys. You get some more of the bench dudes in there. And TJ McConnell got his time. He got 25 minutes last night. But very impressive. I watched a lot of that game because I wanted to see if TJ McConnell was going to come in. And much to my chagrin, he did. On the other side of the bracket, Boston Celtics, Washington Wizards. I did not see that happening last night. Because, Kuz, what were we all talking about? Is anybody be able to stop Russell Westbrook? Like, once Russell Westbrook gets in playoff mode, are they going to be a formidable team that you don't want to go against? And I think we both agreed, like, yeah, the correct answer was yes. Well, I guess we forgot about Jason Tatum. I guess we forgot about 50 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. And man, I don't know what it is about the Celtics. Maybe you can clue me in a little bit. I always feel like they're slept on. Like, let's be honest, Coos. In the East right now, what is it? 76ers, Nets, a little bit of the Bucks. That's what we're talking about, right?
Those would be the top three.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then, the other top three teams, number one. But, number two, we're not talking about the Nets at all. Have we talked about the Nets the Celtics all season?
There has been talks of the Celtics not living up to the hype this year because of last year. They were one of the top teams. People thought they were going to be, the team to do it. They thought this was their year to really make that leap and really contend. And they've just kind of not lived up to their own hype essentially this entire season. So, the chance was always there with the Celtics, and it doesn't surprise me that they won. The Wizards were the hotter team at the moment, but the talent-wise, it felt like the Celtics had it and had the experience and, not necessarily taking into account the struggling season they had this year, they were the better team.
And for some reason, I guess I always get, obviously when Jaylen Brown went with this wrist injury, right? Or a broken hand, and he was out for the season. I don't know why a part of me thought, there it is. Goodbye Celtics. But then you forget they have guys like Marcus Smart. They have Jason Tatum. Even Tristan Thompson stepping up a little bit. It almost reminds me, and it's probably even an upgradable version, but it reminds me a little bit of the Toronto Raptors, where they're a collection of talent, obviously led by Jason Tatum, a la Kawhi Leonard. But then there's a lot of key contributors, a lot of role-playing guys, but they all have their part. And it's spearheaded by, a guy that we always talk about as their head coach, who's, in my opinion, he hasn't won the big one yet.
He's honestly, I thought he was in the hot seat. If they weren't to flame out here and lose last night, I was convinced he'd be in a little bit of a hot seat.
But isn't that crazy that we're having that conversation with Brad Stevens? Because, let's be honest, though. But
I feel like it's the same for you guys over with Budenholzer.
You think it's warranted? Yeah, it's warranted.
If they lose it or don't live up to the hype, the expectation that was there again, then you move on. The Raptors did it, right? The Raptors had one of the best records, and their coach won Coach of the Year, and they still changed it.
And guess what? And it panned out.
Yeah.
It's just, man, it is the ultimate boom or bust in the NBA, I feel like, Coos, because you can finish first or second in your conference, but if you're not going to the title and winning titles, you're right, Coos. You're absolutely gone. And,
That's not it, yeah.
where else are we going to see that in? In the NFL, if you win your division titles and let's say you go to the AFC Championship game every single year, that's listen, no one's going to say, let's can Matt LaFleur right now, right? Yes, there's a lot of drama with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, but nobody's going, well, let's get rid of Matt LaFleur. He went to back-to-back NFC Championship games. That means something. Now, they got blown out essentially both times, but the second one with Tampa Bay, it was a close game for a while. But with that being said, no one's saying, hey, Matt LaFleur, you got to go. But you're absolutely right. With Budenholzer in Milwaukee, you know what kind of talent they have. Extremely talented team. You have the back-to-back MVP. But you're right, where I feel like if Milwaukee doesn't at least go to the finals and hopefully win it, because I'm a homer through and through. Yeah, I think he's on the chopping block. Not saying that's right or wrong, because and much to what Kendrick Perkins wants to say of the NBA is the hardest championship to win, I disagree. I would say the Lombardi Trophy is, because it's more players. A lot more injuries can happen. There's a lot more narratives. There's a lot more criteria. Whatever you want to say. I'm taking NFL all day. But it is difficult to win in the NBA. It is hard to get psyched up when the Brooklyn Nets have an essential all-star team as their starting lineup. It was frustrating last year when you have arguably maybe the best player in the league in LeBron James. Oh, and Anthony Davis. That is a little frustrating, and it is hard to win. So, that's why when you have guys like Nick Nurse, who take guys like Van Vliet, and obviously had Kawhi Leonard, and they had Lowry, right?
Oh, the Raptors?
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yes,
and then they had
Kyle
Lowry. Kyle Lowry. Because I can't remember if he was hurt in the playoffs or not, but he wasn't.
No, he
was good.
He was hurt, but he still played.
He still played. That's right. When you have guys like that and you can still win a championship, that's definitely on coaching. So that, to me, is what NBA teams are looking for now. They're looking for that Nick Nurse. I think Brad Stevens, great coach. I think Budenholzer, great coach. But if you're not winning the big one, then what are we talking about,
to me,
man?
it kind of shows you, you take the Sixers situation, one of the better teams in the East last year, but then you add Doc Rivers, and now they're the best team in the East.
Yeah.
It's just those little things that can maybe make that push. Now, obviously, being the best team in the East during the regular season, like, cool, whatever. Let's see how it works out in the playoffs. But, it is little things like that that can just take that next step.
Let's shift topics a little bit here. Obviously, big day today, NBA. Warriors, Lakers, Steph Curry, LeBron James, maybe 80% LeBron James, 75% LeBron James. Who knows how healthy he is? Doesn't really matter. It's going to be must-see TV. I'm going to be watching AEW Dynamite, but there's going to be on the split screen. It's definitely going to be that playoff game as well. But let's transition to the Jacksonville Jaguars here a little bit, because I've been hitting refresh on the Twitter feed. I've been watching ESPN and listening to sports radio and everything like that. And there is still no announcement on Tim Tebow. Now, I know what you're going to say. Well, Austin, is it really that big of a deal? Because you said yourself he's a third string to fourth string tight end, or maybe a fullback. It is what it is, but it's not that big of a deal. And absolutely, it is not that big of a deal. But let's be honest who we're talking about here. This is a guy who still finds himself in headlines on the national media. This is a guy who is very polarizing. And in my opinion, one of the only guys in the NFL who could play third string tight end and be warranted to talk about. But when we talk about Tim Tebow, obviously right now it's not about the skill set. It's the distraction. It's the conversation. Now, we can have a Tim Tebow. We can go to Tim Tebow's hometown, which is obviously right down the road. We can go to his high school. We can interview everybody, and that's fine. But that's not the point. The point is as this drags out, how is this going to affect the team? Now, the easy answer would say, well, who really cares, right? I mean, they're in their offseason right now. This got finished up with rookie minicamp. Tim Tebow taking his time, it is what it is. But here's my argument for that. What are you waiting on? If you're Urban Meyer, what are you waiting on? If you're Tim Tebow, what are you waiting on? So I guess I'm not seeing a big picture here of why he hasn't been signed yet, or why it hasn't been official that he's not going to sign. Because the roster last time I checked is at 89 right now after the Jacksonville Jaguars released Rockwell Armstead. And if you want to talk about a competitive advantage of trying to set him up for success in Tim Tebow, well, then one would think the sooner you get him on the team and ingrained in the locker room and in all that stuff, the better. But my question is, what is the holdup? Because I honestly, I don't know. And this is a big question for me, because we've heard rumors. Well, maybe it's the coaches. Maybe some coaches don't agree. Okay, but how long is this deliberation going to take? Is this 12 angry men right now? And they're all in the room and they're going back and forth. Well, should we sign Tim Tebow? Should we not sign Tim Tebow? And in which case, I'm wondering, how much time and energy are we going to spend on a third string tight end? I just want to make a decision and be done with it, one way or the other. There's no way it should be out this drawn-out process, because let's be honest. Over a third string tight end, when has this process ever been drawn out this much? In any really roster transaction, a guy who's a free agent. Hey, do you want him? No, we're good. Okay, we're not going to sign him. Hey, do you want him? Yeah, let's go get him. Okay, sounds good. Sometimes there's money involved. But this isn't a money situation, obviously. He's not going to command a large portion of the salary cap. So what's the holdup?
Could there be
what am I not seeing?
Could there be a potential disagreement in the building of whether or not to go forward with it?
Well, and that's what I was getting at. To me, it's one of two things. And I think Brent may disagree with me a little bit, but I think it's either the player, not all the players are in on it, which I don't know why they wouldn't be. I don't think it's that big a deal, Coops. I'll be honest with you. We're in the off season right now. Players are still on vacation. They're working out and stuff, but it's still the off season technically, right? It's the spring. Your mind's not wrapped around 100% football, no matter what you put on Twitter and Instagram and all this stuff. Your mind's on other things right now. So I'm not really sure if that locker room is so hell-bent on saying no Tim Tebow. So it's either that or it's the coaches. Because once again, Urban Meyer wants Tim Tebow. One would assume if he's been training, if he's been working out, getting ready for this, obviously Tim Tebow wants to play tight end. So if Urban Meyer wants him and Tim Tebow wants to play, then we're missing something. Now, if the Jaguars announce like some crazy thing and they're going to use the Tim Tebow news to block that, yeah, I'm going to lose my mind a little bit. Okay, I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on a little bit. I don't think that's the case. I just don't know what you're waiting for. I honestly don't. Once again, maybe it's something bigger that I'm not seeing. I don't like that we're having this conversation once again over a third-string tight end, but it deserves to be warranted because this has been going on now since the draft. There's been rumors speculating that the Jaguars are going to sign him since the NFL draft. And how long ago was that? And we're still on this thing right now? So to me, the longer this process takes, regardless if he's going to be on the team or not, the more it's got to make you kind of raise eyebrows a little bit and ask, well, what's going on in that stadium? Because I have a hard time believing that they just signed him and they're just going to wait for that perfect moment. They're just going to announce it. I don't know. Maybe they're going to wait till Friday at 3:16 to announce it. No, man. For what? Like, it's not a cash grab. You don't need to sell any more tickets, right? You got Trevor Lawrence, you got Urban Meyer. You have the must-see attraction, okay? Yes, Tim Tebow will put, butts in seats for the most part. Don't get me wrong. But, like, to me, it's not worth sitting on. If you sign the guy, then sign the guy. If he doesn't want to get signed, then don't sign him. It's just a question I'm raising, man.
So what side of it does it lean on more that it's taking so long? That it's less likely he'll be signed or more likely that he'll be signed?
That's a great question, because I'll be honest. The longer that it takes, the more it raises the eyebrows that he's not going to sign. Because you would think that if he's excited to sign and so is Urban Meyer, then he's going to be here tomorrow. Like, that's the sense that you get. But I also think this is the Urban Meyer show. And I think Urban Meyer is going to trust his word over anybody else's. Now, this may cause some blowback and whatnot, but I think Urban Meyer is running the show, obviously. And if he's running the show, then I expect Tim Tebow to be here. Because he wants Tim Tebow here. Because Tim Tebow wants to be here. Now, I don't know if it's going to be like we were told with Chris Doyle, where it's like, well, after some talking, we figured out the distraction was going to be too much, yada, 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 and now he's not going to come here. No, it's not like that at all. Because let's be honest. You're Urban Meyer. You've dealt with Tebow mania before. If you really think that, hey, man, you know what? It's crazy the reaction that Tim Tebow's getting. It's crazy how ESPN has talked about Tim Tebow. ESPN 690 has talked about Tim Tebow for like 3 or 4 straight days now. I didn't anticipate, all this hype. And I'll be honest, in my position, I didn't anticipate it either. But if you're Urban Meyer and you say, hey, we can't bring Tim Tebow in because we can't handle the distraction, what are we doing then? What are we doing where you're going to you can't bring a guy in because he's a third, string tight end at the moment and it's too much distraction. Like, that's not an excuse. I don't think Urban Meyer would stand for that. So it echoes the question. What is the holdup? What are the conversations like in the locker rooms and obviously in those coaches' meetings? And if we'll have some clear answer by the end of the week. I still think he's coming here. Because, once again, you have a roster spot to fill, so it might as well be the tight end position because it is lacking right now. So I still think he's coming here, but time will tell. Kuz, me leading the show right now, I think I missed the 311.
There are some upset people, yes.
Yeah. And you know what? With all due respect to 311 and 311 and their fans, I feel like if I upset you, you're going to forgive me because I don't feel like they're like the most violent bunch.
They're chill people.
They're very chill people. They're very understanding people. And then the very good vibes, just, hanging out kind of people. Don't want to throw any kind of drug references into it because I like 311. I don't do drugs. Yeah. All right. Well, let's be honest. There's a certain type of brand that 311 attracts.
There is a vibe.
A vibe. Fantastic. Hey, you know what? Attract your vibe, attract your tribe. That was on my wife's T-shirt 2 days ago, in case you were curious. Hey, let's get some new T-shirts. Anyways, let's go to caller number 3. Call the show right now, 904-362-9901, *690. Caller number 3, you got yourself a pair of 311 tickets, compliments of ESPN 690. When we come back here, hopefully we get Brent Martineau on the phone, on the horn. We'll see. And just what did Justin Kuzar get for his birthday? What is in that PGA Tour box? If it's a PGA Tour gift, I'm not going to care, but we'll still talk about it next year on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly cloudy and breezy today with an isolated brief shower. Highs in the mid to upper 70s at the beaches to the low 80s inland. Join me beginning at 5 p.m. for CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax for the First Alert Weather Center. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where you get the lowest diamond price guaranteed or your money back.
We are into that travel, baseball, and softball season now for the kids, and with that, we need a reliable car, and we need folks that are tremendous at customer service just in case we need their help. Well, the place to go is Fields Auto Group. That's what we did. My wife loves leasing her Cadillac XT6 from Fields Cadillac, part of the Fields Auto Group. It's safe. We can trust Fields Auto Group, and hey, it's luxury for less while you're on the road. Fields Cadillac Jacksonville and St. Augustine are part of the Fields Auto Group family. There's also Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. It's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. We've tried the loaner program, gone in for routine service, and every experience with Fields Auto Group has been first class. Whatever you're driving, see Fields and step up to luxury for less. Check out their locations around Jacksonville. Just visit fieldsauto.com.
Just be confident. Just be valued. Just be totally zen. Community First makes smarter banking simple, easy, and convenient with better rates, fewer fees, and great digital tools so you can relax, confident that you're managing your money the right way, yours. Add an account today on your phone, tablet, or desktop at justbeyourself.com. That's justbeyourself.com. Community First Credit Union. Just be yourself. Federally insured by NCUA.
There is a taste of the islands in every drop of Vida de Luis tequila, imported directly from Tequila, Mexico to Jacksonville Beach. Vida de Luis is the only locally owned tequila in Jax Beach. Support local and try Vida de Luis. Award-winning, smooth, all natural, no aldehydes or additives, which means wake up feeling good the next morning. Find out where you can pick up a bottle of Vida de Luis, Blanco, Reposado, or Añejo. Just visit VitaDeLuis.com. Support local and taste the islands in every drop.
Smoked for hours, served in minutes. Now that sounds like good barbecue, and it is at Willie Jules in St. Augustine at Mirabella Crossing. Open 7 days a week. It's old school barbecue. Trivia night on Monday. Kids eat free on Wednesdays. Check out the Willie Jules app and catering for all of your events. Visit WillieJules.com and visit Willie Jules at Mirabella Crossing in St. Augustine. Old school barbecue, smoked for hours, served in minutes at Willie Jules.
It is the home of the Action Sports Jax Dream 18, and make it your home course as well. The golf club at Southampton in North St. Johns County, located off County Road 210. It's family-owned and operated. Southampton is a fun course to play, and the golf club at Southampton offers club membership programs starting at just $79. With its elite practice facilities and player-friendly golf course design, it'll be your gateway to a great time with the family or with your buddies. For information on the membership programs, call the golf club at Southampton, 904-287-PLAY. Again, it's 904-287-PLAY.
Hi, I'm attorney Robert Rubenstein, and this is Rubenstein's Rules for Personal Injury. Rule number 10, you have a right to safety. Many businesses have a duty to keep their property safe from violence. This applies to apartments, shopping centers, and other businesses. They may have to provide appropriate lighting, secure windows, gates, as well as on-site security. At Rubenstein Law, we offer a free evaluation of your case if you or a loved one have been assaulted. Call Rubenstein Law at 1-800-FL-LEGAL. Offices in Jacksonville and throughout Florida.
Hey, do you owe more than $25,000 on your car, a truck, or that toy in the driveway? Refinance your auto loan with One-to-One Financial. We'll not only lower your payments, but we'll put $200 cash in your pocket. Plus, we have the lowest loan rates in town. Make some room in your budget and put more cash in your pocket. When you refinance with One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Apply today at 121fcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
For survivors of domestic violence in Duval and Baker counties, Hubbard House provides free, confidential emergency shelter and services. Call our 24-hour hotline at 904-354-3114.
ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
Listen to ESPN 690 anytime, anywhere, on any device. Whether you're at home or on the go, get the latest on the Jags, FSU, the Jumbo Shrimp, and Action Sports Jacks on Odyssey.com. That's AUDACY.com or on ESPN690.com.
Boss, you're not going to believe what I found on the internet.
What, the moon is hollow?
No, not that. This! I just did a search and found yard signs for alarm systems for sale.
What? Just the sign? Just, like, without the security system?
Yeah. Look, you can get a big blue alarm sign for about $25. Ooh, delivered tomorrow.
They must not give a flip about their reputation.
Or their real customers.
Right? I bet you can't find a SafeTouch security sign on that thing.
Boss, SafeTouch wouldn't be involved in something like this.
Nope. When you see a SafeTouch sign, you know it's the real McCoy.
Right. The two-way communicator, the guaranteed response time.
Which is exactly why we always stick to the Crooks or Us golden rule. Stay away from SafeTouch houses. Now, let's go find us some fake signs.
Crooks know to stay away from SafeTouch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of SafeTouch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call SafeTouch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
I love that sound. To me, it's a battle cry. Because when you have a plumbing emergency, what you don't want is some chuck-in-the-truck plumber treating it as just another day on the job, scheduling you for whenever suits him.
Well, let me check on that. Hey, Bobby, when are we getting back from fishing tomorrow? Yeah, about tomorrow afternoon.
And then doing turd bucket work whenever he finally shows up, if he shows up. Well, flap that, Jack. If you've got a clogged drain, a burst pipe, or a broken water heater, you want same-day service from someone who will go to war on your problem. That's what Griffith's Service does. We offer same-day service for plumbing emergencies, burst pipes, clogged drains, and water heaters. And we'll not only go to battle against your plumbing emergency, we're also waging war against mediocrity in home services. We won't just fix your problem, we'll fix it right. So for same-day service for your plumbing emergency, call
GriffinService.com.
1430-261.
Brent Martineau.
Well, listen, if we wanted to just bump WWE by like a half hour or a few minutes, we should have just rolled your highlight tape.
Austin Lane.
Oh! And there it is. And now Brent's playing ball. All of a sudden, Chapman throwing some high heat at me. Watch out for that suspension, Brent. Real quick, though.
Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
It was really important to our guys to play well. You know, again, I give our guys a ton of credit. It has not always been roses, right? Like, and they've had to answer a bunch of stuff, and it has been hard missing people all year. And our guys have just stayed with it, and they've just stuck together. And if they wouldn't have, you wouldn't have seen them play like they did tonight.
It's got to be Bradley Stevens, right, Kuz?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll go 1 for 1 there. Yeah, I mean, once again, I counted him out. I thought it was the Wizards' game to win. I think a lot of experts did as well, but lo and behold, what do I know? Welcome back to ESPN 690. Action Sports Jacks. I'm Austin Lane. Kuz pushing all the right buttons. Brent Martineau will be here momentarily. Might have just let the cat out of the bag, so apparently the box that you received, Kuz, is not yours.
Unless she got me, like, prize packs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then no, I don't think so.
All right, well, then do you remember when I said that there should be something coming for you that it'll be in my or Brent's name?
Well, that's what I think these every balloon in Jacksonville is.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I think you're good.
You.
Yeah,
okay.
I think you're good.
So then she got you balloons for your birthday?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
Cake or anything?
Well, she made cake last night. Actually,
Didn't bring any of that in?
So, well, we haven't eaten it yet.
Okay, go on.
You know what I mean?
Sorry.
Like,
go on.
Yeah, but we actually got a big, like, cake mixer thing, appliance for our wedding.
Yes.
So she was excited to make cake out of that for the first time. I will say, though, we live in an apartment and we are running out of space. Like, we don't have room. The toaster, the
and
air
how did she
fryer.
like the toaster?
Huh?
How did she like the toaster?
She loved it.
Loved it.
Loved it.
Have you guys toasted anything since you toasted the bread
I
here?
made another tomato and pickle sandwich last night after
Dude,
dinner.
Come on, man. Okay. Anyways, please continue. Sorry.
Yeah, so I did that. But between the mixer, the toaster, the Keurig,
yes,
the air fryer,
yes,
we're running out of room.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there's not a lot of kitchen space in that apartment.
That's the joys of the wedding, man. You know, you get all the gifts now, depending what that open bar is going to be looking like, especially if I'm going to show up to it, depending what that, you know, what kind of catering you got here, Coos? What kind of menu we talking about?
I have no idea. There's steak. I know that. That's all that mattered to me.
We're talking, my man, we're talking like prime rib or?
Yep, filet.
Filet mignon?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay. No rib roast for Coos. We're talking filet mignon.
Filet, although they didn't, for whatever reason, asparagus wasn't allowed to come with the filet.
Yeah, that's whatever. Huh?
Nope. I told him, I was like, I want asparagus with my filet.
You're going with asparagus. Okay.
I love asparagus.
Cream spinach is also winner as well. You're a cream spinach guy?
I'm not a big spinach guy.
Cream spinach?
In general, spinach.
Be honest, have you tried cream spinach before?
No. I've had spinach.
Yeah, and I've had broccoli.
Like Popeye,
and then I've had broccoli and cheese. And then I had cream spinach. And it's just different, man. It's a different ball game. I'm going to bring some. That's going to be your gift. I had something else in mind. I'm giving you a whole big thing of cream spinach. I'm going to pour that on your plate during the or whatever you call it, the reception.
Yeah.
And you're going to try that cream spinach out. Getting back on topic and in the realms of football a little bit, let's be honest, everybody. As far as the trending stories, they're a little few and far between right now. Yeah, the Aaron Rodgers saga is still taking place. What's going to happen with Deshaun Watson? But obviously, right now, sports people, they're desperate for content. They're desperate to analyze something else, to get a conversation started. And I actually did a little homework, and I came across an interesting article by Connor Orr of Sports Illustrated. And what he did is that he took, the analytics, the rosters, the personnel, the coaching, and he compiled that into the 5 rookie quarterbacks. And he ranked by grade and by percentage how successful their rookie seasons are going to go, granted to the environment, granted to the teams that these players are drafted to. So what have we talked about a lot? We've talked about how Trevor Lawrence coming to a pretty solid offensive line. And once again, when you have a quarterback that can play at a high level, that immediately elevates the offensive line. So you're not worried there. Then we're talking about a wide receiving core that, just got upgraded possibly with Travis Etienne. You have Colin Johnson coming back who could be an X factor down the line. Laviska Shenault, we'll see what kind of role he has. You went after Marvin Jones, so that's an upgrade. And you still have DJ Chark coming back, who probably now has a better quarterback. So there's a lot to like in the receiving game. Tight ends, we've been over this, right? We don't need to beat a dead horse here. Yes, the tight ends are the tight ends. They are what they are. And then as far as the running game's concerned, you're bringing back James Robinson, over 1,000 yards. Probably should have been a Pro Bowler last year. And then you're going to complement him with Travis Etienne. And you have a head coach in Urban Meyer who's an offensive-minded guy. So there's a lot to like about the odds of Trevor Lawrence having success right away. Much to my surprise, and I'm about to break this list down, Trevor Lawrence right now is currently 3rd on the list of he's going to actually have success in the NFL compared to the other 4 peers that are in this article. Let's go for this step for step here, and let's see if he's right. So coming overall, who's going to have the most success right away in the NFL, and this was actually, if you want to go back to, I think, the December or the January show, this was a while ago, I said that Trey Lance is going to be Rookie of the Year. Now, this is before that, because I didn't know Trevor Lawrence was coming to Jacksonville. I assumed the Jaguars were going to get Justin Fields. So it was before that. So it might have been November. But I predicted that Trey Lance would be Rookie of the Year because I thought that maybe he was going to go to San Francisco. And maybe I was right. Maybe I should have put some money down and bought a new house. But I didn't do that. And now I'm stuck in the house that I'm in. And I don't have a backyard fireplace. But that's okay. Anyways, Trey Lance, overall, number 1, 9.25. Those are just numbers to me. Don't know what that means, but let's take a look at what he says about it. His surrounding weapons are an 8 out of 10. Coaching prowess, 9 out of 10. Organizational health, 10 out of 10. Offensive line, 10 out of 10. I do agree right now, and the final part of this is a dream scenario for a quarterback, especially since Lance spent time with Shanahan pupil John Beck during the pre-Jeff process and already has a handle on the playbook. Yeah, I think it's hard to deny that Trey Lance found himself in the best situation possible. Just because he's not expected to play right away, number one. So that's a plus. Now, that doesn't count towards this list, but it goes to show you that San Fran's good right now if Trey Lance doesn't go in, assuming Jimmy Garoppolo can stay healthy. When that team is healthy, they're special. Yes, they're in a very hard division, and they could theoretically finish last place in that division. But when you have the offensive genius of a Shanahan, and I'm a huge fan of him because he mixes old school compliments with new school compliments, jet sweeps to, quarterback read to George Kittle on a fly route. Like, he does a lot of interesting things. But when you do mix that talent and you're a young quarterback, like if I'm Trey Lance, I would probably celebrate more than anybody going to San Francisco just because I think they're that great of a team. Now say what you want about John Lynch as a GM. I think he's doing a pretty dang good job. All right. Say what you want about last year with the injuries and everything. But when San Fran's on, they're pretty solid. So actually, lo and behold, I do agree so far with this article. I think Trey Lance has the best chance to be successful right off the get-go. Ironically, he may be the last player to actually get playing time because that team is so good, even without him, where maybe Jimmy Garoppolo can hold down this season. Second guy, and coming from a 9.25 ranking, this is a 9 ranking. Mac Jones, New England Patriots. Let's check it out. Surrounding weapons, he got a 7. Coaching prowess, 10. No kidding. Organizational health, he got a 10. Offensive line, he got a 9. Okay. Mac Jones finds himself in a situation as well where he's probably not going to be counted on to play right away. And that's going to benefit him, obviously. But when we look at the New England Patriots and what we saw last year, yes, they have upgraded. You bring in Nelson Aguilar. Julian Edelman retired, but let's be honest, Julian Edelman last year, I had him in fantasy football, wasn't really doing that much. He had one great game against the Seahawks, it seemed like, and then he kind of fell by the wayside. You upgrade at the tight end position, which has always been a Bill Belichick MO, right? You bring in guys like Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith, so that's going to help. The running game has always been the running game, but even I feel like last year a little bit, they're a little banged up, but like Sony Michel, I don't think was the guy that we expected him to be last year. James White, last year it was what it was. I think the running game could be in question a little bit. And then when it comes to coaching, you know what you're getting with Bill Belichick. One of the best by any means going to win. Okay, fine, fantastic. But when we take all those things into account, to me it comes down to weapons. And I get it. Connor Orr ranked the weapons of the Patriots at a 7. But, it's not like Justin Herbert had. Justin Herbert had Hunter Henry last year. He had Keenan Allen. He had Austin Eckler for the most part of the year before he got hurt. He had Mike Williams going deep. He had a pretty good situation. Offensive line could have been better, but the weapons that he had, you saw the confidence. And then with Joe Burrow, what did Joe Burrow have? He had, I think Tyler Boyd. Is it Tyler Boyd or Tyler Boyd? I want to say it's Tyler Boyd. One of the most underrated slot guys in the game. Right up there with Jamison Crowder in terms of underrated slot guys. Boyd is either 1A or 1B next to Crowder, in my opinion. And then you got guys like T. Higgins that came in. Obviously, the back 9, A.J. Green did a little bit, but then you have Mixon in the run game as well. He had weapons. But what didn't he have? An offensive line. Now, when he had the weapons firing on all cylinders, Burrow was putting up big numbers. So I don't think the 2 spot is the right spot for Mac Jones. This is where I would have put Trevor Lawrence, honestly, because I'm that confident in the receivers, I'm that confident in the offensive line, and I'm that confident in Urban Meyer getting the best out of Trevor Lawrence right away. Nevertheless, the coaching prowess of Bill Belichick remains king, and it pushes Mac Jones over Trevor Lawrence. Number 3, and this is where Trevor Lawrence comes in. Now, keep this in mind. You go from Mac Jones, who's number 9, to Trevor Lawrence, who's a 7.25. Once again, what do these numbers mean? I have no idea. But you got your boy Trevor Lawrence sitting in 3rd. Surrounding weapons. This is blatant disrespect, in my opinion. Surrounding weapons was a 6 out of 10. Coaching prowess, 7 out of 10. Organizational health, 9 out of 10. Offensive line, 7 out of 10. Read no further than the first one in offensive weapons, a 6 out of 10. Whose run game are you taking right now, the Patriots or the Jaguars? Jaguars. What wide receivers are you taking right now, the Patriots or the Jaguars? With all due respect to Nelson Aguilar, I'm taking the Jaguars. Offensive line, obviously advantage Patriots. Tight ends, advantage Patriots. But to me, it's close. To me, it's very close. To me, it's not a 6. I'll be honest with you. I think there's a lot more to like from these wide receivers where you give Trevor Lawrence a little more respect of what he has as weapons. Nevertheless, 7.25 finishing third. Here's what Conor had to say about Trevor Lawrence. Working against Lawrence is the lack of an immediate weapon. Unless Jacksonville finds itself in the Zach Ertz market, all of a sudden, Lawrence will have to make do with the talented and underrated wideout trio of Marvin Jones, DJ Chark, Laviska Shenault. We're betting on Darrell Bevell and Brian Schottenheimer to work in fellow first-round selection Travis Etienne in a way we have not seen from running backs in the past, which is hard to wrap our head around at the moment. I understand right now there could be some scrutiny with Urban Meyer. Okay? Maybe he came into the league a little bit and he wasn't liked by some. So be it. That's what happens. There's going to be haters. I understand that the whole dialogue of Travis Etienne in the slot or whatever, getting wide receiver reps, that's going to rub some people the wrong way. Once again, that was the first rookie minicamp. We'll see what that's all about. But where it stands right now, I'm going to trust Urban Meyer with it. I'm going to trust Urban Meyer with offensive weapons until he gives me a reason not to. Because say what you want about some other decisions that he's made, right, with some of the staff that, the guy from Iowa who got fired in a couple days, whatever the case may be. If I'm going to trust Urban Meyer on one thing, it's how to run a solid offense. Because the track record, more than anything in Urban Meyer, has showed that he knows how to put up points, he knows how to utilize his players, and he knows how to win ball games. So I'm going to trust him down that line. But when we come back, we got 2 other remaining guys. Where does Justin Fields sit? Is he the next guy in line? And where does Zach Wilson sit? Number 2 overall. Going to New York. What are they looking like? We'll break that down more here next on ESPN 690.
ESPN 690 SportsCenter Update.
I'm Jake Mitchell. The Jaguars continue to make moves, this time by swapping cornerbacks with Philadelphia. The Eagles will get Josiah Scott, and the Jaguars will receive cornerback Jamison Houston and a 2023 6th-round draft pick. Meanwhile, former Jag Raquel Armstead, who was just cut on Monday, has already been claimed off waivers by the New York Giants. And in Olympic news, an organization representing approximately 6,000 Japanese doctors called the Tokyo Medical Practitioners Association, in an open letter to Japan's prime minister, say that they believe that the Olympic Games should be canceled altogether because of the COVID-19 pandemic. As you know, the Olympics have already been delayed 1 year, and they are set to begin in Tokyo on July 23rd. Don't forget to listen to your Jumbo Shrimp as they play Norfolk tonight at 6:20 p.m. right here on ESPN 690 or online at ESPN690.com. The SportsCenter Update is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Need a good paying job with a flexible work schedule and benefits? A1A Solar is looking for you. $70,000 is a reasonable first-year expectation. Seasoned reps can easily make 6 figures. Leads provided to you as well. Health, dental, 401k benefits. A1A Solar is a tremendous company, voted best places to work in Jacksonville, and in 2016 was the Veteran-Owned Business of the Year. Be a part of an awesome company at A1A Solar. Just go visit A1ASolar.com. A car wash with spacious lounges and Wi-Fi, Starbucks coffee as well. Prime Car Wash has all of that, while your car or truck gets cleaned. For moms and dads, there are even child-friendly lounges. Full-service interior and exterior wash
while you wait. Prime Car Wash is convenient for you. It was for me. I went to the Beach Boulevard location, and there's one on San Jose as well. Give it a try. You can even get a membership. Let Prime Car Wash take care of your vehicle while you take care of your family. Or even do a little work. Prime Car Wash, clean inside, clean outside.
Vacations are coming back, so before you hit the road, get your vehicle checked out by the pros at Honda of the Avenues. Honda of the Avenues Service Department continues to get 5 stars for their certified technicians using certified parts. The new Express Service Center is now open, so stop by if you need an oil change, tires, battery, wiper blades, or if you need any repairs to your vehicle. Awarded the 2021 Dealer Rater Consumer Satisfaction Award. Honda of the Avenues, easy to find on Phillips Highway south of 295 or at HondaoftheAvenues.com. The Honda Giant.
Men, do you feel embarrassed in the bedroom because of ED or PE? Prime Men's Medical Center has the solution.
I'm Dr. Brown. 98% of patients experience a positive result from the treatment in just 10 minutes after just one office visit. Men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, and it's affordable.
Call Prime Men's Medical Center at 904-664-8217. See results on your first visit guaranteed or pay nothing. Call 904-664-8217.
For the ones standing guard, for the eagle-eyed, for the knights in shining armor, and for all those who support them. We are Grainger, your experienced safety partner, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, committed to helping keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com/safety, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
Welcome into the show, a name you know. If you've been listening and watching ESPN for a long time, I know you know him. We're going to call him one of the forefathers, if you will, of sports radio, Mike Greenberg.
Thank you. Forefathers is an interesting, that's fascinating. Every day, as I talk to more people, I get older and older. So that's kind of funny.
Listen weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. in your car or stream them. ESPN690.com.
I'll tell you what I would really love to do just in general, and I've talked to Sheila about this. I don't think we're going to be able to do it, but I would love to literally just have a pet line.
Yes.
Just a legit pet line on a chain, a big chain, and he really is my pet. We just walk around the building. We go out to practice. We're in 7-on-7. We're behind the kicker when he's kicking. We're just there. We are
on the sidelines. Yeah.
Yeah, you should. You know what you should do is you should get 2 of them and put them on each sideline and just teach the guys not to go out of bounds. Don't avoid contact.
And on command, you could train him, like if one of your groups isn't doing well, you could just take him over to their section and just have him take a dump right there in the middle of where their section is at, and then bring him on back. Yes. I mean, think about it. It'd be outstanding.
I was thinking at first, like, is this like a Lane Kiffin thing?
Oh, no. I know exactly who that guy is.
Who is it?
It's Dan Campbell. It's got to be Dan Campbell. He's the craziest coach in the NFL. Yeah. Did you see that he said he would rip off his arm to win a Super Bowl? Like, if it came down to it and he had the option to go to the Super Bowl, he would rip off his arm to do that. That's what he said. Now, Mike Vrabel once said on a podcast that he would sacrifice a piece of his manhood to go to the Super Bowl. Pretty aggressive.
Yes. To win a Super Bowl, I hope, not just go.
Probably to win a Super Bowl, I would hope.
At that point, I want to win. I don't want to just go.
Yeah. I think Dan Campbell said to go to a Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's finish the deal here.
Dan Campbell, you're crazy.
If you're going to finish the deal, finish the deal.
No, for sure. Finish the race. But you know what? With Dan Campbell, I believe it. I bet he would.
I probably would. The guy's crazy. I mean, can he it just seems like he's 1950s football.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that works. We'll talk about that later with, like, Tony La Russa. I mean, does it work anymore, you know? And I think it's curiosity. Go ahead, finish it off, man. Justin Fields and who? What do we got? This Connor Orr ranking. So, Trevor, just to recap, Wilson. Mac Jones was number 2. I'm assuming Zach Wilson was number 1.
No.
Who was number 1?
Trey Lance was number 1.
Oh, Lance was set up number 1.
Lance was number 1. Mac Jones number 2. Trevor Lawrence number 3. Number 4 coming in is Justin Fields. Surrounding weapons is a 5, which is really surprising. Keep in mind, I mean, this is the most important, I feel like, criteria because it's at the top. Surrounding weapons for Justin Fields, 5. They really hit on Allen Robinson, I guess. Coaching prowess is a 7. Organizational health is a 6. And offensive line is a 6. Which is very surprising because I feel like, once again, Justin Fields is not a guy that you have to bring in right away. Because you get the sense, like, I don't think, once again, Andy Dalton, we'll see. but you get the sense that you're at least a little confident with what Andy Dalton has to work with. I mean, he's got a decent offensive line. He's got a pretty solid running game. He's got weapons at wide receiver. I'm a little confused of why their surrounding weapons is ranked so low at number 5. Like 5 out of 10, that would be.
Yeah, and again, Allen Robinson is a bona fide guy to throw the football too. So I guess I just don't like what Chicago has in general. Didn't sound like they liked their offensive line. Their coaching was just okay. And
yeah. And then the definition goes, the major question in Chicago is how long a rope with Ryan Pace and Nagy truly have. True. Imagine, for example.
The major question is how long a rope does Andy Dalton have?
Well, and that too.
That's the bigger question.
For sure. But imagine, for example, the Bears have an underwhelming season in 2021 and ownership decides to move on. All of a sudden, Fields would go from promising player to quarterback barreling toward Darnold territory, which is not a bad point. Where a steady stream of new thinkers enter the fold and complicate the developmental process, of course, that should not affect his potential in 2021 success ratings here. That's not a bad point. Where you're Justin Fields and you almost got to get on the field, because if you don't, well, then new regime comes in. What happens? They bring in their guys, and maybe they don't believe in you too much.
Yeah, that's a good call. The thing that makes it a little less relative to Darnold is Darnold played poorly at times too, and they suffered and didn't win. So it's like his resume, as what he showed, was very incomplete and at times not good. So I know there's still a belief, and I don't think he's necessarily as bad as he appeared in New York. They didn't put much around him. So he was put up in a position to fail, most likely. So, I get it. But I think after 1 year, I mean, what's the max that Fields, if he doesn't start, he's going to play like 12 games, probably max.
Yeah.
So you're going to be a very small sample. Now, to that point, you might bring in a coach that didn't really value him much, like in the draft process anyway, right? So it can happen.
Yeah, I see a guy like Matthew Stafford, who is arguably a top 8 quarterback in the NFL, a new regime comes in and they trade him away. Now you got a lot for him, but still.
But he also survived like 4 regimes.
Sure, but I mean, he's still a good top 8 quarterback.
Yeah.
You still traded him away.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit about the health of the future down the road because of all the money tied to him. So who was last?
Okay, Zach Wilson's last. Surrounding weapons got a 6. Coaching prowess got a 6. Organizational health got a 3. Offensive line got a 5. I guess I don't even know what the definition of organizational health is.
I know it was interesting, though, because like Jags, when you said it, were 9 out of 10, right, in organizational health?
Correct. So maybe how much the owner is behind?
Well, no, I think ownership, I think draft capital, I think free agent, the money to spend. Jags still have the most money to spend in free agency, like when it comes around next year.
Yeah.
They're positioned nicely, I guess, in that regard. I don't know the Jets as much, but they obviously don't have as much respect for the Jets organization with all what they have and can do.
Yeah.
And didn't even have as much respect for Saleh as Urban Meyer. And I think Saleh is going to be really good there. I really do.
Absolutely.
So
there you go.
There's your takeaway.
There it is.
Trevor Lawrence.
Trey
Lance, a little
yourselves.
surprising. People value Kyle
he's
Shanahan so much. He's now overtaken McVay in that regard.
Been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's earned it.
You know, he's actually been to a couple as a play caller.
Yeah, for sure. But as a head coach, I mean, as a leader, he's been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah. But, I mean, is it magic that Trey Lance is going to be great because he's around him? Jimmy Garoppolo hasn't been great.
No, but I think just the situation that he finds himself in is the best one. When you have probably the best offensive line out of the 5 teams, you probably have the best tight end out of the 5 teams.
They have a lot of stars, too,
wide
on
receivers.
both sides of the ball.
Yeah. Good coaching.
Hey, 4 o'clock hour. Let's do it. We'll be back. Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690. Happy birthday, Coos.
For the ones who get going when the going gets tough, and the ones who know we're tougher together. For the Pathfinders breaking new ground, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as fast access to experts and 24/7 customer support. Because we know you have people depending on you, so you can always depend on us. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh boy, you have that look on your face. That grumbling Greg face. Boss asking you to do work? No, I don't think it's unreasonable to ask somebody to work at work. That's why we switched to Peak Push to Talk. Yeah, Push to Talk is back. Connect instantly to anybody, anywhere in the country. Boop. Get used to the boop. And working at work, too. It's kind of the thing we do.
Boop nationwide. Learn more at booptotalk.com.
Why can't I ever find my people? You can now when you boop. Did you say boop? And you'll beep your crew nationwide with Peak Push to Talk. Booping is back. And better than ever from Peak Push to Talk. A boop and you're instantly talking to your crew. No more texting. No more it was on silent. No more never returned calls. No, just boop. Boop.
Find your people with a boop at booptotalk.com.
Boop.
No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
Hi, I'm attorney Robert Rubenstein, and this is Rubenstein's Rules for Personal Injury. Rule number 1, get an attorney. When you or a loved one have been injured by another's negligence, an experienced attorney can make a huge difference. At Rubenstein Law, we will find all of the insurance, make sure your injuries are documented, and work to get you the best result. While each case is different, a well-known insurance company's own study showed people with a lawyer, on average, got more money. Call Rubenstein Law at 1-800-FL-LEGAL. Offices in Jacksonville and throughout Florida.
311 is back. Live from the Ride Tour, September 22nd, Daly's Place. With special guests, Iration and Ayaterra. 311 Live. Tickets on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. Amber is the color of your energy.
Hey, I'm Carrie.
And I'm Bruce. We're the owners of Koala Insulation. Did you know that according to the Department of Energy, heating and cooling account for almost half of the home's energy use and expense? We started our insulation business because we wanted to help people save money on those energy bills and live a healthier life.
Schedule a free evaluation today at koalainsulation.com.
Koala Insulation. Clean, knowledgeable, and trusted.
Goodyear knows the importance of keeping momentum as you head down the stretch. Momentum starts with movement. It's pulled from the air like a contested rebound. Momentum builds with steals and fast breaks, and is proven by deep threes as the shot clock expires. Momentum is how we change the game, and now it's time to discover where it can take us. Goodyear, more driven. It's time for some straight talk. Sure, saving money feels good, but cutting your wireless bill in half, that feels really good. Like walk-off home run in the 9th inning kind of good. Okay, maybe not that good, but pretty darn good. With Straight Talk, you can get 25 gigs of high-speed data for $45 a month, up to 50% less than the other guys. Plus, no contract. All on America's best networks. Why pay a whole lot when you could pay half? Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
According to our Jay Williams.
He has to be 40 plus. I mean, he has to bring a Steph Curry experience. This is why he's the best ticket in basketball, for these type of moments. And he knows it's coming. Between Alex Caruso, between Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, they're going to run people at him constantly. He's going to see a lot of double teams, and whoever he's guarding defensively, they're going to attack him to try to take his legs away from the offensive end.
Jay of our morning show, Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin. Steph's averaging nearly 37 points per game this month. Today, Raptors team president of basketball operations, Masai Ujiri, said his decision whether to re-sign with Toronto will be determined by ownership's plan to get the franchise back into contention for another NBA championship.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. We're close, convenient, and known for our guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station. Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
I have no idea why any team comes out and talks about their depth chart, their roster chart, whatever, however you want to frame this thing. It is way too early to be making statements like this, or this guy's going to be this or that guy. What if he goes out and has a terrible preseason? Like, you're telling me you just drafted Fields and you're not going to use the guy? I mean, if he fits in and can take this offense to a completely different level, you're going to stay with a guy that you just brought in to be a stopgap anyway? No, I'm with you, Jay. Like, I think this is just, keep Dalton happy, keep everybody in the locker room understanding, hey, our job is to go win. Pace and Nagy, both their jobs are on the line, so they're trying to do whatever they can to limit distraction. But you and I, we all know, sitting on this thing, if Justin Fields comes out and produces, that's the cat who's going to be playing. It doesn't matter what they say about Andy Dalton in May. We got a long time before that thing really, the real whistles blow. It matters.
That's Jeff Saturday. Because what else would we talk about if you didn't talk about all that stuff? I assume that's Jeff Saturday.
Yeah, I know that's him.
Nailed it.
Hey, what's the Jags? I don't know if you mentioned this or not. Well, I was attending to some technical things.
Sure.
Chief Engineer Brent Martineau.
Boom.
I got fired today.
You got fired again? You fired yourself?
Figure it out.
Fired yourself, man.
It is amazing. I'll give you a quick little story.
Yeah.
I'm like never early, right? That's crystal clear and well known.
That's correct.
I got there the earliest to this. We were going to do a remote. Yeah. I got there the earliest I've ever been to any remote.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the first time a remote's gone wrong, knock on wood. Like, I just couldn't get the stuff to fire up completely, so you could hear it, but it didn't sound great. And so, but what's the moral of the story is don't get there early. Doesn't help.
Sure.
It didn't help.
If that's the philosophy you want to live by.
I tried all these different things. It still didn't help. And here I am back in the studio.
But at least you exhausted all options. I feel like if you got there late, you would have tried one and then been like, well, I'm screwed. And then you probably would have been a lot more stressed.
Maybe. Nah, there's no stress. Maybe a little ticked off.
Sure.
But the problem is when you can't figure out exactly why. That's the problem with technical issues.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just don't know exactly what it is.
That's why there's
you can
experts.
Ask people that, you can ask the experts, or so-called experts, that know this a little bit more, and they don't know either.
You'll love this. So, Austin, in the board that I have to run right here, right?
Yes.
There are boards in other stations. So the other station that we work on from time to time, after this show, I go in there.
Yes.
I go in there the other day, and the board
did it have the things on it?
Completely frozen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
hey, Coos, what we want to do with that one is you want to take the second outlet, like the second one on the bottom, unplug that, wait 3 seconds, plug it back in.
But that's what I'm saying is when that happened, I called the so-called professionals. And I'm like,
As did I.
The whole thing's off. What do you want me to do? They're like, hey, go and unplug it and plug it back in. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what, Nick and Coos are sitting there telling me, like, yeah, just turn it off and turn it on.
Yeah.
Unplug the thing.
Yeah, just try that.
I know that. I try that stuff, all right? Like, you got 3 different ways. You can either plug into Ethernet, you can get into Wi-Fi, or you can just use the cell signal.
Yeah.
I couldn't get any of them to work.
It's insane. I don't know how much that board costs in the other room. 20 grand, maybe.
This one's the same board.
Okay.
They're the same thing.
More than that, right?
It amazes me when you spend that much money on something and then it has a fault where it just freezes out of the blue.
Right.
And it's when you call like the professionals, it's like, oh yeah, it freezes sometimes. How much did you spend on this?
Yeah, right.
Like if you spend $300 on a toaster, it better not
freeze.
Down. Yeah, exactly.
The toaster better not freeze.
That
toaster because that would be the opposite of what it's supposed to do.
Better not get stuck. Better be perfect toast every single time.
Well, the toaster actually probably saved our lives the other day, by the way, Brent.
There it is.
I didn't tell you this.
There's a testimonial.
So we've been using the air fryer for almost every single dinner, right?
Yeah.
What I didn't realize is the back of the air fryer is where the hot air comes out. That's been up against the wall in our kitchen since we put it there. To say it was making a burn mark would be an understatement. And
really? So you got to pull it away from
you ain't getting the deposit back.
So
paint over
that's
it.
interesting. So it created a burn mark.
Over it.
Yeah. Very much a burnt mark.
Is your air fryer against the wall?
Well, we've moved it around, so that first of all,
that helps.
I don't know if we've done it intentionally for that purpose.
Sure.
But I didn't realize
it's not like the hottest air that comes, because I was feeling it
but
afterwards.
It's enough.
But it's enough that if you're doing that every time for say a 10-minute period every night now.
Yeah. What do you have right there? Paint or like wallpaper or what?
It was actually an outlet that started to the plastic.
Oh, melted.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah,
that would have been good.
Oh, I'm like
so
really
the toaster
surprised we
saved
noticed.
your lives. Let's not over-dramatize this, but the toaster saved your lives.
That's testimonial.
I don't want to take it too far, but Trevor Lawrence saved my life.
Well, yeah.
Okay, well, or that too. Or Brett Martineau.
Yeah.
Or that too.
I mean, Trevor gets enough love around here.
I mean, if you're a toaster company and you're going to call yourself and say that you're not a toaster, you're a revolution, then you can say that thing saved your lives.
Yes.
Like, it's the same amount of aggressiveness.
This is the greatest testimonial ever.
Yeah, it is, man. Kuz, let them know.
How crazy is that?
Tell them about that.
That is awesome.
Yeah, but of course, Nicole's whole thing was like, man, we could have started a fire. And I'm looking at him like, oh, we're not getting our deposit back.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, you're thinking real.
Yeah.
So did Nicole try the toaster yet?
She did. Yeah, we made some toast last night.
Was she in awe of the toaster?
She was impressed. Yep.
Yeah.
So from videos,
things in life.
Well, so from videos I put out, there was some belief that there was going to be a countdown from the start. Which also there isn't a countdown.
Yeah.
It does like a loading screen, and then once it gets to 10, it counts down. So she was.
So when it's about done,
then it'll start counting down.
And then it does a nice little chime. As
it has the chime.
As the bread.
Can you change the chime?
I'm kind of hoping. I want I want to change
that. Could you put my voice on it? Is what I'm getting.
I'm not sure.
Now we're talking. Hey,
Kuz,
congratulations on
your
your wedding.
toast is done. Or Kuz, you've been toasted.
Toasted.
Or Kuz, you're toasted again.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey,
well, I mean,
revolution.
You got something
Rev
there,
cooking.
Dude. You got
We're
something there.
We're onto something here.
I know.
I mean, that would be awesome.
I feel like maybe you can. Who knows?
Untapped market. Do we know? Here's the thing. We got to find out if Trevor Lawrence is ever on Cameo and get him to say something.
Well, that's what I'm thinking, right? I mean,
he's not going to be on Cameo.
He doesn't need that.
He's too good for
Cameo.
Cameo.
He doesn't need Cameo.
He's got all the local endorsers.
He's too good for Cameo. I'm just saying.
Now, me on the other hand, I'm not.
Hey,
I'll be on the first one on the toaster.
Hey, Rev Cooking, let's update the Twitter page a little bit, huh? Last tweet was April 23rd, talking about
well,
Jacksonville.
They've probably been retweeting everything all of us have been tweeting about it. There's no way Rev Cooking has had to have the biggest bump in the Jacksonville market more than any other market in the United States.
Oh, without a doubt.
Right?
That's a no-brainer.
They might as well move their headquarters here.
They
probably should.
Unless every Kardashian spends their money on one, yeah, it's definitely Jacksonville.
Yeah, I would think so.
878 followers, huh? Step it up a little bit. Rev.
I think they do more. They don't push a lot out down there. I think they just kind of retweet.
Okay.
A lot or and retweet.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you have the best toaster you can get, I mean, it speaks for itself.
Yeah, when you're not worried about social media because you just got the best toaster.
That's true. Hey, did you see this story? It's time for some sunshine and rainbows brought to you by A1A Solar. And, Charles Barkley's one of the coolest guys on the planet, right?
Yeah.
Did you see this story about Charles?
No, I don't think so. I'm just saying, he's a cool guy.
Yeah, he's a cool guy, right? Well, Barkley, he is. I went to a travel ball tournament in Alabama, and it was near his high school.
Okay.
In Leeds, Alabama, I think it is. And so we went by that big statue of Charles out there, and it's kind of cool. I'm not really hey, let's go here, let's go there, but it was actually kind of cool to drive by the high school where Charles Barkley was, and you're in that town where Charles Barkley was born and raised.
That's cool.
And went to school. Well, he quietly has always given back to his school. Always been a big fan of Auburn and obviously the collegiate level.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just give you a brief backstory of what Charles has done according to this post. They reminded, it says, remind on their Facebook page that over the last few years, Charles has donated the school system over $3 million in student scholarships for kids to attend college.
Nice.
Okay. And I think I've heard about that. Over the last year, Charles has bought laptops and Wi-Fi for every student to assure that they have been properly equipped for virtual learning. He has donated money for cleaning supplies to ensure that schools are clean. Charles has even bought the band members new uniforms. And now Charles Barkley has given each and every school system employee a $1,000 end of the school year bonus for their hard work during what has been a challenging time.
Mm-hmm.
So with over 225 school system employees, Charles donated over $225,000.
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
That's awesome, man.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
I mean, just the whole back.
It's good to give back. Yeah,
it's just.
But
but
all
he never
aspects,
forgets
even
home, right?
like the band. You know, I mean, it's cool he's taking care of because sometimes guys go back. I'll build a new gym, or I'll give the equipment, like the football team, new equipment. But it seems like he's taking care of everybody of where he's from. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. Like I love the giving back stuff anyway. When you reach, you could easily forget after all these years about your high school, you know. But through this tough time, and for him as big as he is there, I mean, hey, Charles Barkley went here.
Yeah.
We got a statue out front
Yeah.
of Charles Barkley, and I just think that's really cool. There's a lot of fun things with Charles, and I think some people you either like it or you don't. I mean,
No,
to
for
me,
sure.
he doesn't seem very political at all because he just kind of says it how it is. But that is very cool, Charles Barkley. So a little sunshine and rainbows for Charles Barkley and his hometown back there in Alabama. Hey, if you're looking for a good paying job with a flexible work schedule and benefits, how about A1A Solar? They are looking for you. $70,000, a reasonable first-year expectation. Seasoned reps can easily make six figures. Leads provided as well, and health, dental, 401k benefits along the way. A1A Solar, tremendous company. Voted best places to work in Jacksonville recently and veteran-owned business of the year. So be a part of an awesome company, A1A Solar. Visit A1ASolar.com each and every day on Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. A1A Solar brings you sunshine and rainbows. I got another bonus sunshine and rainbows. Congratulations to DJ Chark.
Oh, yeah.
Had the baby.
Yep.
And so he's a new daddy, so good for him. And the Jaguars, I started to say it this segment before we get into Coos and the Toaster, they have had near perfect participation at voluntary on-field workouts this week.
Cool. They announce it?
I can confirm it.
Oh, right on. Cool. No, I'm not like, hey, we had. I thought the Twitter team would have put something out,
No,
kind of bragging
somebody,
about it.
I think, who said it? I think it was one of the players that said it.
Okay.
I think it was someone tweeted it.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I saw a player tweet it.
Okay.
But anyway, I've just kind of confirmed.
Gotcha. Okay. Confirmed. Gotcha. Well, that's great.
What does that say? What does that mean? Again, this is a voluntary time. You don't have to show.
Yeah.
It's the easiest time not to show if you're a veteran for a couple of reasons, in my opinion. There's a trend to not show across the NFL. But also, you proved last year that you could play without showing this time of year. So you not only proved it to the organization, the fans, but also yourself.
Yeah.
And also you're trying to stay true to kind of the NFLPA a little bit and everybody else joining hands and being united and saying, well, hey, we don't need to be here. We don't need. But the Jags are bucking that trend a little bit, and there's other teams too. And there's been negotiations with Brian Flores in Miami. I know he got kind of that story was out there about how he negotiated and said, hey, there will be less exertion, but we want you in here to learn. And they kind of around the NFL and the NFLPA, the coaches and the players are kind of negotiating on their own
Sure.
to say, hey, we think this is best. All right,
Sure.
let's find a happy medium here. And so Urban Meyer could have some, I guess, battles this going on that he wouldn't want to have to deal with, but it's just the nature of being in the NFL, but he doesn't have to deal with them. That's a nice plus side for Urban Meyer in his first year, that he doesn't have to, I don't know if deal with is the right word, but at least he doesn't have to worry about that distraction, doesn't have to worry about maybe unhappy players. For the most part, they have had unbelievable participation out there.
Yeah.
89 players are on the roster, one waiting to be on the roster, we think.
Sure, yeah.
But it's pretty good, I guess, in Jacksonville. It's certainly not a bad thing. I wouldn't sit here and say it's the worst thing if they only had 65 guys showing up, but I think this is a good thing.
No, I mean, obviously it's a good thing because when you get the whole team together, it's definitely a good thing. And to me, it's what we talked about in the past. I mean, this is a chance to impress Urban Meyer, and this is what this is. This is a first-year head coach coming into here, and if you've been here in the past, you have a 1-in-15 film as your resume. So I don't want to call them brownie points, but any chance you have, to see Urban Meyer say what's up, work out in front of him, whatever the case may be, that's good. You're on his radar. You went from being the youngest team in the NFL last year to one of the youngest teams now in the NFL. And why'd you do that? Because you got a bunch of free agents in. Anytime you get a certain amount of money and you're new to a team, you want to be, one of the guys in the building because you've been compensated as such, so you kind of owe it to your team to be there. Now, not every single free agent does that, but I think a majority of them do, just out of respect, out of saying, hey, thanks for giving me that big paycheck. I'm here now. What do you need me to do? Be a leader, all that stuff. So it's a combination of two things. It's a combination of young guys being in that building, trying to make a good first impression, trying to make the team, because we've seen guys like, Josiah Scott, guys like Josh Oliver, who haven't really even had a chance to showcase their skills and talent for Urban Meyer, set aside from what they put on film. Well, they're gone now. So to me, it's the first impression. It's the job interview from the young guys on the team. And from the veterans, it's, hey, thanks for the opportunity. Let me repay you. You're a first-year coach. Let me show up here and obviously try to have close to 100% participation.
Yeah, I think it's – I don't know, we need to over-dramatize it. I think it's a good thing. I'm trying to think from a player's perspective, Austin.
Mm-hmm.
There's three things right now that get me in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me add a fourth. Let me go with the obvious. Listen, I think they have the facilities. This is where I get my work in. If believe me, I'm this guy. The reason I'll go join a gym or something else is because I work harder if I'm in there than if I'm on my own. And I don't even know if work harder is the right word. It's just I feel like I'll get more out of it. Maybe the competitive side of me, or I'll get pushed a little bit more. I can do X amount of push-ups, but I feel like if you're yelling at me to do 10 more, I'll get the 10 more done, Yeah. So there's a little bit of that.
But everyone's different in that nature.
Absolutely.
Because some guys prefer and they get more motivation to work out by themselves at home and have their home gyms and
or
everything.
are really comfortable with who they're working out with,
Sure.
Whether that's a trainer or even other athletes.
Yeah.
So, but I do think that's a reason why some might be here.
Sure.
I would say, secondly, we are all this way. When there's something new, I think you want to see it.
Yeah.
If you know you're getting a new car,
mm-hmm.
you hate the fact that these days you might have to wait a couple of months.
Sure.
Because they're on back order.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's not enough inventory.
Yep.
But you can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you're already making the payment, it's going to cost you a little something, you can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a little bit of that in some of these players. Urban Meyer has been hyped up. They all know who Urban Meyer is. This isn't Dan Campbell, who they had to go Google.
Mm-hmm.
This is Urban Meyer. These guys know. Half of them were recruited by Urban Meyer at one point or another.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm not saying that means they all love Urban Meyer and they think he's going like Vince Lombardi, but I do think there's a curiosity about what's going on in that building.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that's one reason players. I'll tell you, the other guy I think that does that is Trevor Lawrence. I mean, we've been hearing, if I'm a player on the Jags, I've been hearing about Trevor Lawrence. I'm like, all right, let's go see this guy. Let's see. One is he a good dude?
Yeah.
Is he as big as they all say in person? Is the hair really that good looking? And if we can get on the field, can he really sling it?
Sure.
What does it look like? I don't want to wait till August. I want to see it. If I'm the long snapper, I might want to see it.
Yeah.
So I think my point being there's curiosity.
Yeah.
I think amongst the Jaguars roster right now to say, what does this all look like? And by the way, last year was so miserable. What is it going to take for us to turn this thing around? I hope it looks like it's going to turn it around.
See, to me, you missed the biggest factor, though. That's job security.
That's a good one. Now, I wasn't going to go there. My last one here, and I did three, but I added the fourth. And the one I added was really just, I feel better working out there. This one I had on my list. That's the Juwan James situation. And so that's a little bit different to you. I know job security for you. It's like I want to go make a first impression. I want the coaches to know who I am. I want them to see how I work, right?
Yep.
That's what you're saying. And I think that's I probably should add that to the list. But I think along those lines somewhere is this Juwan James thing is interesting because he gets hurt away from the facility, and now they cut him, and it's $10 million potentially lost.
Mm-hmm.
Now, right or wrong, we all debate this stuff. What does it mean for the NFL? What does it mean for Juwan James? The problem for this group of players is they don't have time to see how that plays out. If they get hurt away from the facility, they could get the same treatment. And so now I do feel like until they come to a resolution on that topic, you're probably going to see more players saying, well, listen, I mean, I get hurt anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't want to risk that. If I have a choice, I'm going to come in here so I get my $5 million if I get hurt.
No, for sure.
Or whatever it is. So
for sure.
But in your point, job security, where does it land? Especially that back end of the roster.
Of course.
But that doesn't necessarily, like Marvin Jones, and I don't know why I keep coming to Marvin Jones. He's just a 30-year-old guy who's been around the league. He don't worry about job security.
But
why
is
he here?
Because he just got a contract. And he's trying to make a good first impression.
Okay. So, so everybody's got their reasons.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have to do that. he's still going to get reps and going to play in the fall.
Okay, but let's put it in your perspective. Say you sign with a new station and they give you a fat new contract. And they're saying, hey, by the way, we're going to have this group meeting here, but you don't have to be. I mean, we'd like you to be there, but you don't have to be there. Odds are, if you get a new contract, a lot of money, you're probably going to be there.
I'm probably going to be there.
Yeah,
that's good.
And that's what most people would do.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's just showing good faith, I guess.
Yeah, I
call
guess
it.
if I backtracked and said, hey, let me go find all the guys that were paid big dollars, are any of those guys not showing up?
Yeah.
The answer to your point,
except maybe Albert Hainsworth. I can think of.
They'll probably all say, yeah, they're going to be there, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Steph Curry, LeBron James. I mean,
Must-see
there
TV.
ever been anything bigger or like an opening round of a
Must-see
playoff than
TV.
that?
Can't get enough.
Am I
of it.
over dramatizing?
No, you are
Am
not.
I calling Tyreek Hill the biggest deep threat ever?
You might be doing that a little bit because there's a guy by the name of Randy Moss who has something to say about that.
I'm not calling Tyreek Hill the biggest deep threat ever. Somebody else did.
Yeah.
But Steph
PFF
and LeBron, that's big. Yeah. Talk about it next, ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Breezy today, pretty mild. Partly cloudy skies with an isolated brief shower. Highs in the low 80s inland, a little bit cooler at the beaches, and dropping into the low to mid 60s tonight. Join me beginning at 5 p.m. for CBS 47 at Fox 30. Action News Jax from the First Alert Weather Center. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where you get the lowest diamond price guaranteed or your money back.
CGC Water has been telling you if you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Still not a believer? Well, you can believe me. My family has been a happy CGC Water customer for 4 years now. Customer service is tremendous. We got our water tested. We were told about our options in financing in detail. No pressure, just information. Installation was quick, and the CGC team was there every step of the way. And we absolutely love it because it works. Heck, I even think my coffee tastes better because of it. And I love my coffee. A Kinetico system from CGC Water removes up to 99% of contaminants. That's clean. Schedule your free water test today and ask how you can save up to $500. CGC is still taking extra precautions with in-home visits and continuing to follow CDC guidelines. Financing available with approved credit. Call 904-552-1242 for details or visit cgcwater.com. Serving Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia. CGC Water Treatment, your local independent Kinetico dealer.
All right, boss, that's the last house on the block.
So what's the tally?
Let's see, 11 houses have Safe Touch security signs.
Okay, Safe Touch means we cross them off our list. What else?
6 houses with no security system signs, 1 with a ding-dong doorbell camera sign.
Ha, laughable.
Yeah, and 4 houses have big blue alarm signs.
Big blue alarm. You know, I still can't get over the fact that you can go online and buy one of their alarm signs for $25.
Wait, so you're saying there's a good chance that those big blue signs we saw are fake?
Well, not all of them. I'm sure some of them have actual alarm systems.
Huh. Well, one thing's for sure. When we see a Safe Touch sign, we know it's the real deal.
And that's just another reason we stick to the Crooks R Us golden rule. Stay away from Safe Touch houses. Is that on a bumper sticker yet?
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
We should always be looking at our finances, but 2020 made my family take an even closer look, a bit more of a deeper dive, and it might have done the same for you, even into the world of retirement. Although that's a bit down the road for me, it might be closer for you, and your plan should already be under a microscope, and you have to lean on the experts to help guide the right plan. My friend Mike Lester with Talon Wealth Management is the perfect partner. He will provide a complimentary analysis and a plan for you. Call him at 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com. That's 904-515-5000 or guardingyournestegg.com. Mike will give you the guidance you need as retirement gets closer. He can help you convert company plans to private plans, a move that might give you higher returns and more options. You've earned the money. Now make sure you are ready for whenever retirement will be. Call Mike Lester at Talon Wealth Management, 904-515-5000. That's 904-515-5000. Or visit guardingyournestegg.com. Where else can you get luncheon, brunchin', boozin' specials? Only one place, at Cohane's Irish Pub at Atlantic Beach and on the south side. It's as Irish as you can get, owned by 4 Irish sisters. Yeah, they've got fish and chips, of course, shepherd's pie. Go today for lunch or dinner. Eat in Order out, Culhane'sIrishPub.com for the full menu, and try the new Five Sisters Vodka at happy hour, lunch and brunch and booze and specials, and so much more. 2 locations, Atlantic Beach and the South Side. Culhane's Irish Pub, Irish Sass with 5-star class.
Here in the Sunshine State, more than 3 million men are over age 45, and over half suffer from ED or PE. Here's a message from Prime Men's Medical Center.
I'm Dr. Brown. If you're having problems in the bedroom and pills like Viagra have let you down, you'll see results at Prime Men's Medical Center, guaranteed, or your exam is free. And it's affordable.
Call 904-664-8217. Guaranteed results on your first visit or your exam is free. Call 904-664-8217.
Summer dreams start in your new Toyota, so check out my friends over at Arlington Toyota. With over 700 new Toyotas available, a complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty, 30 days to love it or exchange it, and 3 years of complimentary maintenance, why wouldn't you buy new from Arlington Toyota? Plus, you can score some great deals during the Summer Starts Here sales event going on right now. Shop in person at 10939 Atlanta Boulevard or online at arlingtontoyota.com. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/May for full details.
Max. At a certain point, you know it so well, it's like muscle memory. It's second nature, and you don't have to pay attention to the technique anymore. That's James Harden, the MVP of the league. And by the way, every season, he's among the finalists for MVP.
The Max Kellerman Show, weekdays at 2 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Watch exclusively on ESPN+.
Brent Martineau.
I finished second, right? I lost in the championship to you.
Austin Lane.
Hey, you know what? You didn't win, okay? That's all that matters.
I didn't win.
Don't worry about what you did last year. You didn't win.
I didn't win, and I auto-drafted.
That's right.
Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
I hope everybody hears the chatter about, even at this point, how we match up with LA or potentially with, Phoenix or Utah if we get through this play-in tournament and all that. Nobody thought we were going to even be in this position. A lot of people had us way, way, way down the standings coming in after Clay got hurt. So there's a lot of things that we've already flipped on its head to this point, so we might as well keep going.
That is Steph Curry. Is this Steph Curry's best year?
Whew.
This is, to me, I'll tell you, I'll answer my own question. I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it's really hard.
He's got to do it by himself.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing we asked about Steph Curry. We know LeBron can do it by himself.
Yeah.
He had to do it for years on Cleveland. We weren't sure about that with Steph Curry. Sure, Steph Curry is a fantastic player, but can he carry the freight? When you really don't have a lot around you or enough around you in today's NBA, I think he's answered the bell in a big-time way. And I'll be honest, in a way that I didn't know he could. He's a supreme talent and player, and he's changed the game and all those things. But he works very well when they've had in that model of 3 stars, of Klay Thompson and Durant, and how do you guard that guy too? Well, now he's just been so impressive, especially the last couple months.
Yeah.
That I think this is. I would say. I'll just say this, whether it's his best year or not, I'm the most impressed with Steph Curry this year than I have been in his entire career.
And I think that definitely warrants, consideration for sure. I mean, he's had some monumental seasons, MVP-type seasons, but what he's been able to do essentially by himself, and once again, this year more than any year, it seems like he's unguardable. Before, it's okay, he's having an off night, give it to Klay Thompson. Kevin Durant, give it to Kevin Durant, something like that. He's been having to do this on his own. And he's getting it done on his own. Even when teams are trying to double team him, put their best defender on him, you just can't stop Steph Curry. So, yeah, I would probably say it's his best season overall. And ironically, he's probably not going to win the MVP award.
Yeah, that's true. You can have a real good season in the NBA and not win the MVP award, especially this year. Yeah. It's harder and harder to win that thing, no doubt. So we get Steph against LeBron tonight. And while it's not a do-or-die game necessarily, it's close. Mm-hmm. It's as close as you can get. What I don't know how to fully put this in context because this is such an odd thing the NBA is doing, and it's new. But what comes to mind is, has there ever been a more marquee opening of the playoffs than this? I mean, we're not even talking about a series, by the way. There's a lot on the line in this game tonight. And it's Steph Curry and LeBron James, and I won't mention everybody else like Anthony Davis and the rest, but
sure.
It's Steph Curry and LeBron James, the biggest names in the sport. Mm-hmm. In the opener, we're not talking about in June. We're talking about here in middle of May.
Let me ask you this before we get into the debate here. or I guess just, we would get into the game. If you could build your team with one person right now, knowing what you know right now, are you taking LeBron James or Steph Curry? And I think this debate has been closer than ever before.
Yeah, it's probably closer to ever before, one based on LeBron's health and age and Steph Curry's game. I mean, right now, and he has changed the game to the point where his shot is as critical as the slam dunk.
Yeah.
I mean, and maybe more, really, it's more critical than the slam dunk. You'd have to really twist and turn to get me off LeBron James.
Really?
I mean, I just still think he's got plenty left in the tank, and I think how everything works around him. And I also believe that he has the ability to evolve as his body and it starts to give way a little bit. You got to remember, one of LeBron, in my opinion, LeBron James, the thing that I value about his game so much is his vision.
Sure.
Like, it's so overlooked because he's so good at it and been doing it for 17 years and
facilitator,
whatever.
yeah.
What he
One would
sees
say
on
he's
the
almost
court,
a passer first sometimes.
yeah.
Which,
And he's been criticized for that.
Yeah.
But seriously, what he sees on the basketball court, so slow that everybody else takes another split second to see, is not appreciated enough by the masses and even by us probably because we're not playing the game at that speed and level. But I think what he does with that alone will allow him to play a little deeper, even maybe as the legs go and the jump shot's not there, or he can't physically manhandle anybody as much. But let's be honest, the way he's built, even at an older age, he's still going to be physically able to manhandle most people. So I would go with LeBron still.
But to me, that's why that's his detriment. It's because he is the bigger guy and he plays a little more physical brand of basketball. Like, if it's game 7, game on the line, you expect LeBron James to probably guard the best player. That takes a wear and toll on your body. And once again, when he's driving to the lane, when he's getting fouled, like, that takes a toll on your body.
Yeah, that's true.
If you look at Steph Curry, Curry's his frame and his style of play, it's very conducive where he can do it for a long time. Not to say that Steph Curry hasn't been injured, because he has as well, So, like, not to say he's perfect or anything, but I just think that if you have Steph Curry's game, and you live in that three-point line, you live with the pick and roll and all that stuff, it's a little more conducive of where, as long as you don't lose your shot, you're always going to be in the NBA. Like, there's a reason why Kyle Korver played. I think he's retired now. Maybe the guy's still playing. Who knows? I feel like he's been playing forever. But there's a reason guys like Ray Allen and Kyle Korver had such long careers, because their style of play dictated that. Well, then when you take Steph Curry, who's like obviously a Ray Allen on steroids or Kyle Korver on steroids, who now is also a pretty good facilitator, can drive to the rim, but obviously specializes in that three-point shot, it's a very more finesse-given game. And when you have that finesse game, that can, in terms of longevity, that can last you a lot longer than possibly LeBron James.
It can, but keep in mind, he runs like 3 miles every game.
Sure.
It's not like he doesn't get wear and tear. And I mean, there's a lot of miles on those legs, and he's got a slimmer frame that when he does get bumped and beat up, that has an effect and an impact. So I think you're probably right with that assessment. I just don't know if just because he's shooting threes doesn't mean he's bulletproof to last longer,
Coos Driving Dish Podcast. LeBron James, Steph Curry, what we know right now. Who you taking? Who you building the team around?
Those are my only 2 options.
Yes,
I'm not going to say it, Joel Embiid. I'm sorry.
No. Well, okay. I was going to say like
T.J.
Luka.
McConnell.
I was going to say T.J. McConnell. Yeah, but like Luka. Like, the problem to me is like that age it's hard right now because both guys are older. So, like, are we taking the entire career or?
No, you go right now. You got one last run. You got one last run.
I want Luka.
You got one last run. Who you build? Who you building?
If I'm building,
how about this? Like, if the Knicks want one of those 2 guys. Because they feel like, hey, we got some pieces around, but we need one stud, right? Which one are they going to go get? Where are you going to get? LeBron, and don't go crazy with, well, they already have this guy, so he plays like this guy.
I just started doing that in my head a little
Randle.
bit.
So obviously maybe Steph Curry a little
more
more complimentary.
Randle, you could get Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Okay,
well, you're giving up Julius Randle to get one of them, all right? So.
I like it.
Humor me.
So what are you saying?
Well, they already have Derrick Rose there, so right? I would say.
So you're the owner of the Knicks right now.
Every time somebody says that, I'm like, Derrick Rose still playing.
Yesterday actually
most forgotten athlete of all time. Maybe.
We were.
It's up there.
Yeah, I would say, but to that point, he might actually win like 6th Man of the Year this year.
Yeah,
like he has a legit chance.
We were talking about this like off the mic yesterday, but I'm just telling you, like, if you ask 10 people in the grocery store, they think Derrick Rose already retired.
Yeah,
for sure.
I guess I would go Steph. But LeBron, to me, you can't go wrong with either of them. So, but I'm going to say Steph.
Really?
On the fence a little bit. Went with Steph Curry. I like it. I went Steph. I'm taking Steph too. I think in terms of longevity, I'm going to hedge my bet at Steph more than LeBron. But
that's why I'm so like Brent said, one last run. Then I'm going LeBron because I mean LeBron's shown he can go anywhere and essentially just you're automatically in contention. You know.
Well, then answer the damn question,
Kuz,
birthday boy.
Can't say this enough.
Right.
Gonna need you to answer the question.
Right. Well, you got to answer the phone. You asked two separate questions.
Either answer the phone or answer the question.
You
or do them both. I hear that phone in the background. It's driving me nuts.
Okay, you're saying if we're building a team.
Yes.
Brent said one last run.
I mean,
that's not the same thing.
How many more runs does Steph have?
Well, how many times have we said LeBron James doesn't have many more runs and he's still going?
Hey. Kuz.
Goes answer the phone.
I almost punched my meal. I almost punched my meal. I'm getting Kuz. Okay, he's on the phone.
I had to put him in timeout. He's in his birthday time.
Yeah. So you're taking LeBron James though.
Go suck some helium out of that balloon. We'll have to do the next segment after sucking helium out of the balloon.
This is going to end up going to the other show now, too. Hey, you could pick LeBron James or Steph Curry. By the way,
that's
Steph
really
Curry,
my own goal is to set the other station up.
By the way, Steph Curry shoots three-pointers. LeBron James a little more bigger and, probably the household name. Who are you taking? So are we on Steph Curry or LeBron James now, Kuz?
For your question, Steph. For Brent's question, LeBron. It's two different questions.
Kuz, how old are you today?
I'm 30.
It's about time to make decisions, son.
Yeah.
It's about time to make some damn decisions.
I did make a decision. I made a decision for both.
Today, 30. So 30's kind of a big one, right?
After 21, it's whatever.
I think that's why Nicole sent me every balloon in Jacksonville.
Oh, do you have 30? Is that 30 balloons?
Oh, I don't know. I think maybe.
It is a lot of balloons, yeah. I don't think it's quite 30, though.
You going to suck some helium? Do some videos? Make some funny noises? No?
No, probably
I feel like
not.
you'd be a influencer that way. I don't know. I feel like
I'm
TikTok
30. I'm too old for that now.
I feel like there's an audience for helium sucking TikTok. Is there not?
There probably is.
Okay, then don't be like I'm crazy. I'm an innovator.
All right, now to answer my question, to go all the way back to the beginning of this segment, have we ever seen an opening round of the postseason like this in any sport? I mean, I'm sure we have. Right? You go find me a playoff game that was like the first wild card game, and it was like Marino versus Montana when he played for the Chiefs. Like I don't know. I don't think so, but maybe. So I understand my question is being dramatic, but you get the sense of it. I mean, this is win or go home time, and you don't get 7 games to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's a massive game. Like this to me is the game of the NBA season.
It is,
and it might have the chance to be the game of the NBA season, even when they finish the playoffs down the road.
I agree with you. The only thing that hurts it, though, is that this isn't win or go home. This is win or go to a different bracket where you play another team and then maybe you win that or you don't.
That's a good point.
I agree with you, though. It's the biggest game of the year, in my opinion. But that's just the only caveat.
I mean, it definitely is the biggest game of the year, right? I mean, there's no other NBA game this year, even Christmas Day or whatever.
I was going to say maybe Christmas Day you could say those games, but they don't have the impact
Bucks blew out the 76ers. Wasn't even a game, really. Kuz, right? Remember that game?
No, I don't.
Christmas Eve? Okay.
So, this is by far the biggest game of the NBA season, but I get your point to it. Your point is, you don't necessarily go home. But it's going to be a stunner. It's going to be a big blow, right? You're going back to your corner, and you better have a good cut, man.
And on top of that, I mean, you're regardless of however you come out of this play-in tournament, you're either going up against the Suns or the Jazz, who are the two best teams in the NBA record-wise, and you had to play an extra game and not take a week off to rest and recover. So you kind of don't want to have to play 2 games just to get there to have to play one of the best teams in the league.
Who do you think they'd rather play? Let's say the Lakers. Who do you think LeBron and they'd rather play the Suns? I think I'd rather play the Suns. Suns are still kind of young. They're new to this thing.
Yeah, you got Chris Paul, though. The thing with I don't think you really want to play either of them, but obviously you don't have an option, so that makes you want to go to the Suns because...
Here comes on the fence indecisiveness again.
No. Because Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, those two have shown this entire year that they're the best duo right now.
Yeah.
So
when Utah plays well, they are so good, right, offensively, that I don't know if I want to play that. I really feel like
but that's
the Suns are the reason. we're having this question. The Suns are good, too. It's
Correct.
not to say
That's
nobody's
right.
good. But I just feel you mentioned Chris Paul, but the rest of that, this is like almost you have a chance to catch a Suns team's like, hey, we made the postseason. Like, we've had a good year.
But don't forget,
like, we're almost satisfied with that.
But don't forget, last year they went undefeated in the bubble because that's what they had to do to even have a chance. They went undefeated.
That's kind of where their rise started.
Yeah. Then you add Chris Paul to the list. Like the thing, I mean, you have Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton down there. Like, they're going to be a very hard team for the Lakers to beat if that's who they have to go up against. So I honestly, I don't see the Lakers beating either of them, and that's kind of where I'm at. Now, you kind of go with the veteranness and the LeBron James, why would you ever bet against him vibe in that scenario, but I think we're going to be in a situation, and I think casual NBA is probably going to be against it, where LeBron and Steph might not be out of the first round of the NBA playoffs.
Since we're on NBA topics right now, Brent, and I want to go back to the beginning of the show, Kuz did a very mature thing in his 30th year of life, and he admitted that he was wrong.
Did I?
When I asked you, did? Yes, because when I asked him about, do you think Lonzo Ball is more of a superstar than Zion Williamson, he said, no, I did not.
No, but
at the moment.
But
Kuz?
But he's got more playoff experience.
Okay. Brent, I'm going to turn to you now. Gonna drink a little water quick because I'm getting ready for this. Brent, so are you gonna stick by your statement and say that
was not the statement? That's the problem.
What was the statement?
The statement was nobody talks about Zion Williams.
Sure. I'll tell you who did. Twitter when they made him Iron Man for Marvel Night.
I still will say it. Like, when was the last time I've seen Zion Williamson on SportsCenter? It's been
he's been injured.
Well, exactly. You know the last time I heard Zion Williamson's name mentioned?
Yeah.
The All-Star game.
All right, well,
because he was fun watching the All-Star game. That was like in February.
Okay.
Maybe it was
he was also Iron Man in the Marvel Night on ESPN.
Well, I sure as hell don't pay attention to that.
Well, I'll tell you what, a lot of people do. Pretty big franchise, Brent. Let's go back to that box score real quick. I'm sure, Ball did okay. LaMelo Ball, I mean, not Lonzo. 4 for 14, though.
See, the thing
14
about
points.
But even in a negative way, they'll talk about Ball because he has his critics. The whole family does. So they almost want to see him be
I was talking more about Miles Bridges' 23 points last night, but I get what you're saying.
That was a dud last night. I know you guys already talked about it.
Yeah. What a bummer, huh?
But Tatum, 50 points, a 50 burger.
Yeah, that was insane.
I'll pretend to be a Celtics fan again.
Don't sleep on the Celtics. Yeah, you're going to pretend to be a Celtics fan.
We'll be back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
ESPN 690 SportsCenter Update.
I'm Jake Mitchell. The Jaguars continue to make moves, this time by swapping cornerbacks with Philadelphia. The Eagles will get Josiah Scott, and the Jaguars will receive cornerback Jamison Houston and a 2023 sixth-round draft pick. Meanwhile, former Jag Raquel Armstead, who was just cut on Monday, has already been claimed off waivers by the New York Giants. And in Olympic news, an organization representing approximately 6,000 Japanese doctors called the Tokyo Medical Practitioners Association, in an open letter to Japan's prime minister, say that they believe that the Olympic Games should be canceled altogether because of the COVID-19 pandemic. As you know, the Olympics have already been delayed 1 year, and they are set to begin in Tokyo on July 23rd. Don't forget to listen to your Jumbo Shrimp as they play Norfolk tonight at 6:20 p.m. right here on ESPN 690 or online at ESPN690.com. The SportsCenter Update is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
311's coming to Daly's Place September 22nd on the Live from the Ride Tour. Tickets go on sale May 21st at 10 a.m., but you have a chance to win tickets before you can buy them all week long on Action Sports Jacks. Listen to ESPN 690 at 311 for your chance to win.
We should always be looking at our finances, but 2020 made my family take an even closer look, a bit more of a deeper dive, and it might have done the same for you, even into the world of retirement. Although that's a bit down the road for me, it might be closer for you, and your plan should already be under a microscope, and you have to lean on the experts to help guide the right plan. My friend Mike Lester with Talon Wealth Management is the perfect partner. He will provide a complimentary analysis and a plan for you. Call him at 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com. That's 904-515-5000. 515-5000 or guardingyournestegg.com. Mike will give you the guidance you need as retirement gets closer. He can help you convert company plans to private plans, a move that might give you higher returns and more options. You've earned the money. Now make sure you are ready for whenever retirement will be. Call Mike Lester at Talon Wealth Management, 904-515-5000. That's 904-515-5000. Or visit guardingyournestegg.com. Need a good paying job with a flexible work schedule and benefits? A1A Solar is looking for you. $70,000 is a reasonable first-year expectation. Seasoned reps can easily make six figures. Leads provided to you as well. Health, dental, 401k benefits. A1A Solar is a tremendous company, voted best places to work in Jacksonville, and in 2016 was the Veteran-Owned Business of the Year. Be a part of an awesome company at A1A Solar. Just go visit A1ASolar.com.
Boss, you're not going to believe what I found on the internet.
What, the moon is hollow?
No, not that. This. I just did a search and found yard signs for alarm systems for sale.
What? Just the sign? Just, like, without the security system?
Yeah. Look, you can get a big blue alarm sign for about $25. Ooh, delivered tomorrow.
They must not give a flip about their reputation.
Or their real customers.
Right? I bet you can't find a SafeTouch security sign on that thing.
Boss, SafeTouch wouldn't be involved in something like this.
Nope. When you see a SafeTouch sign, you know it's the real McCoy.
Right. The two-way communicator, the guaranteed response time.
Which is exactly why we always stick to the Crooks or Us golden rule. Stay away from SafeTouch houses. Now, let's go find us some fake signs.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Summer dreams start in your new Toyota, so check out my friends over at Arlington Toyota. With over 700 new Toyotas available, a complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty, 30 days to love it or exchange it, and 3 years of complimentary maintenance, why wouldn't you buy new from Arlington Toyota? Plus, you can score some great deals during the Summer Starts Here sales event going on right now. Shop in person at 10939 Atlanta Boulevard or online at arlingtontoyota.com. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/May for full details.
Where else can you get luncheon, brunchin', boozin' specials? Only one place, at Culhane's Irish Pub at Atlantic Beach and on the South Side. It's as Irish as you can get, owned by 4 Irish sisters. And they've got fish and chips, of course, shepherd's pie. Go today for lunch or dinner. Eat in, order out. Culhane'sIrishPub.com for the full menu. And try the new 5 Sisters vodka at happy hour. Lunch and brunch and booze and specials, and so much more. 2 locations, Atlantic Beach and the South Side. Culhane's Irish Pub, Irish Sass with 5-star class.
311 is back. Live from the Ride Tour, September 22nd, Daly's Place. With special guests, Iration and Ayaterra. 311 Live. Tickets on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. Amber is the color of your energy.
I'm Dr. Baker, an ER physician. If you're having leg pain, swelling, or redness, but haven't talked to your doctor yet, don't wait. This could be deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot which could travel to your lungs and lead to a pulmonary embolism, which could cause chest pain or discomfort or difficulty breathing and be deadly. Your symptoms could mean something serious, so don't wait. Talk to a doctor right away, by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
What's up, everybody? It's Austin Lane from ESPN 690 and Action Sports Jax. Your smart speaker brings ESPN 690 into your home office. All you got to do is say Amazon Echo, Google Home, play ESPN 690, and enjoy that succulent sports coverage.
It's been going well. I think obviously transition requires a lot of effort and a lot of work to learn the new system, to make sure that, you're as comfortable as you possibly can be with the terminology and what they expect from you. There's always differences, nuance between, different schemes and what, certain coaches, how they like certain things. And so I've been working really hard to try and get on the same page with them, and been excited that we're able to start and get out on the field this week and, just start to get guys lined up, moving around and making steps in the right direction.
I assume that's Matt Ryan?
Yes.
Matt Ryan talking and making a little bit of headlines. Says still got stuff in the tank. Obviously, the Atlanta Falcons say he does as well. We got football at 5 coming up. We'll talk more about the Jags as well, including what Shaquille Griffin said today about the buy-in. So we'll hear from some of the Jags. But I want to get to this real quick. The whole Tony La Russa thing.
Yeah.
If we go back to the beginning, when Tony La Russa was hired, I remember saying, this is dumb. I mean, he's a great baseball guy. This isn't knocking his resume.
Yeah,
he's a 71-year-old guy in a kid's world, and it's not. It didn't make a lot of sense to me. Well, I said that the word stupidity a couple times on Twitter. Somebody said, "Oh, you mean about the team that's first place in the AL Central?" Well, that's a great point. You know what? Give me a good team in the AL Central. Like the AL, they would be in first place with you and I managing them. The White Sox are good. They're ready to blossom.
Talent, for sure.
Now listen, I'm not going to tell you. Tony La Russa's probably doing some things behind. He's doing a good job. All right, they're in first place. The record I can't knock.
Well, and especially in the AL Central, where I don't know where I can't remember how the whole thing went down where you had them finishing, but the Twins were expected to be pretty good.
They've been disappointing.
Yeah, and so were the Indians.
The Indians been okay.
But I'm saying that the preseason, people I think we're talking about them a little bit.
This isn't the AL East. I mean, this isn't the Yankees, Rays, and Blue Jays, and then the Red Sox have added to it by surprising, really.
That's correct.
This isn't maybe the NL West, where you got the Dodgers and Padres and then San Francisco.
You aren't wrong there.
So the whole thing, if you missed it, 3-0, a fielder is pitching because they're getting killed. Home run, swings at a 3-0 pitch, hits a home run.
Yeah.
The baseball rules say you can't do that. Tony La Russa rips him for doing that. His own player for doing that.
Well, it was. I mean, with all due respect, it was kind of funny, Brent, because it was 3-0. You have a utility player, not a non-pitcher throwing just a meatball at 45 miles per hour.
It's like 49 miles an hour.
Like it's batting practice. And then the dude just goes, I'm going to hit this one out of here. We'll see you. I don't know.
And by the way, those are the hardest times to hit for a lot of those guys.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be embarrassed.
True.
You're right? And
True.
you're facing and so I think it's I don't mind. I think it's over the top about, let the 3-0 stuff. You get your other side now, the 3-0 people, and it's a little over the top, but the unwritten rules are gone in baseball. This isn't really, you know what, if you want to throw behind them, and I'm an okay guy with the policing itself and the unwritten rules, you don't even see it a lot anymore. The bat flips are now allowed, the jubilation and having fun. I'm cool with it. I think traditionalists have become more and more cool with it.
Yeah.
I think it's a fun part of the game, and I think people have embraced it, and they get it. But from time to time, if you don't like something, you want to throw behind a guy, so what? I mean, throw behind him. I don't care.
Yeah.
But Tony La Russa coming into the middle and being like, you're not sticking up for your player at all?
And that's the most important
That's the
part.
whole story here.
End of story.
Yeah.
The end.
Not only sticking up for him, Austin, but throwing him under the bus, essentially.
Yeah.
On 2 separate nights saying, I would have done it too. Yeah. I mean, you're not, coaches and managers and whatever, they don't always agree with what their players do.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times they have their back, and oftentimes they have their back, and many times they have their back. You go all the way back to Jalen Ramsey and Doug Marrone. Like you said it. You know why Jalen Ramsey was mad? Because Doug didn't have his back.
Correct.
On that play.
Yes.
That's why he was mad.
Yeah.
Jalen wasn't right. You shouldn't have called. You shouldn't have challenged him.
But he
was mad because he didn't have his back.
Yeah.
Right? And so that means something to players.
Exactly. And it's kind of the exact same line, but even with this incident right now in Chicago, it's even more aggressive because you're essentially saying you had it coming. Right? And this is, to me, and I get it. The White Sox are having a good season. Congratulations to them. But to me, this is what makes a good football coach, or it's what makes a good NHL coach. You see this happen all the time in NHL, where even if your player's in the wrong, you have to have his back. Because, NHL, it's a violent sport. But when we talk about MLB, where, it's a little more mundane, it can be a little more freestanding, you still have to have your players back at all times. That's the number one thing, especially with the modern era athlete, regardless of the sport. They want to feel appreciated. It wants to feel like a family. And you're going to go above and beyond and say, I don't have our players back? He had it coming? And what are you thinking?
And by the way, I'll just say this, too. I said this to Ty this morning when we were talking about it. I said, Yerman Mercedes, the guy at the front and center of this whole thing, he's the reason you're in first place.
I know.
He's hitting 368. He basically put you in on his back in the first 3 weeks of the year. Like, that's why you got off to such a good start. This isn't just like Brent Martineau, 8-hitter hitting 220.
Yeah.
This is like their guy.
That's how you lose a locker room right there. It's exact. I mean, hey, if you want a TED Talk, if you want a masterclass on how to lose a locker room, look what Tony La Russa's doing.
He's hitting 368, and the manager doesn't have his back.
But at the same time, they're almost winning to spite him now. Right?
It's a weird deal. And La Russa comes out today and basically says, or the latest thing I saw was that, hey, we're fine in there. It's okay to disagree, and I'll listen to everybody. So maybe La Russa smooths this over, and maybe I'll have to give him credit in a couple of weeks for smoothing it over the right way and letting these guys beef and letting them kind of spit back at him. You know, because they're going on social media and they're like, they're basically giving the manager the bird on this thing.
I understand Major League Baseball is different, but this happened in an NFL locker room, Brent. You wouldn't just hash it over. There would be discrepancies for weeks and weeks down the line.
Yeah,
you know there would be.
The story's not done here. We'll see if that is the case. We'll see what they do win-loss-wise. Winning does hide a lot of that stuff.
True.
So we'll see what happens. But I'm not on the La Russa side of this, at least not now. Football at 5. We'll hear from Shaq Griffin and Laviska Shenault. Jaguars have almost perfect attendance. Remember that was a big thing in school? It's kind of a big thing.
All the nerds.
Here in May in Jacksonville.
Coons, you ever perfect attendance? Probably not, huh?
Yeah.
Brett?
I don't think I ever did. I might have won like in elementary school.
Okay, well, just because I said nerds jokingly doesn't mean you can't admit it now. If you have perfect attendance,
I was second in the citywide spelling bee, though, so nerd up,
Flex.
baby. We'll be back.
Flex.
I'm a call it like I see it guy. Sometimes that twists the competition's panties in a bunch. Sometimes it causes pearl clutching. But it always lets you listeners know the truth. Last January, I told you winter was slow and you could get a deal on upgraded systems because it's true. And here's the truth about summer. Most AC breakdowns happen from stress testing during that first string of scorching hot days in summer, causing every reputable AC company to be booked out at least 2 or more days. Any company not booked solid in summer isn't a company you want in your home. But who wants to sweat it out 2, 3, or more nights waiting for a new AC? At Griffin Service, we've solved the logistics to fix that problem, because we fix what others can't. We call it our Sign Today, Sleep Cool Tonight program. So if you forgot the tune-up in spring and things go to turd buckets in summer, don't sweat it out waiting. Call Griffin for our Sign Today, Sleep Cool Tonight guarantee, exclusively at
GriffinService.com.
CMC 1250697.
We should always be looking at our finances, but 2020 made my family take an even closer look, a bit more of a deeper dive, and it might have done the same for you, even into the world of retirement. Although that's a bit down the road for me, it might be closer for you, and your plan should already be under a microscope, and you have to lean on the experts to help guide the right plan. My friend Mike Lester with Talon Wealth Management is the perfect partner. He will provide a complimentary analysis and a plan for you. Call him at 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com. That's 904-515-5000 or guardingyournestegg.com. Mike will give you the guidance you need as retirement gets closer. He can help you convert company plans to private plans, a move that might give you higher returns and more options. You've earned the money. Now make sure you are ready for whenever retirement will be. Call Mike Lester at Talon Wealth Management, 904-515-5000. That's 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com.
Goodyear knows the importance of keeping momentum as you head down the stretch. Momentum starts with movement. It's pulled from the air like a contested rebound. Momentum builds with steals and fast breaks, and is proven by deep threes as the shot clock expires. Momentum is how we change the game, and now it's time to discover where it can take us. Goodyear, more driven. It's time for some straight talk. Sure, saving money feels good, but cutting your wireless bill in half, that feels really good. Like walk-off home run in the 9th inning kind of good. Okay, maybe not that good, but pretty darn good. With Straight Talk, you can get 25 gigs of high-speed data for $45 a month, up to 50% less than the other guys. Plus, no contract. All on America's best networks. Why pay a whole lot when you could pay half? Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
Shred your goals this year with the new Metabolism Boost Banana Passion Fruit Smoothie from Smoothie King. At only 240 calories and 14 grams of protein per 20 ounces, this crave-controlling meal smoothie has non-GMO whole fruits, naturally derived caffeine, and absolutely no syrups. Or try strawberry pineapple or mango ginger. Start your healthier habit and order online at smoothieking.com. Now for pickup or delivery at any of the Jacksonville area locations. Smoothie King, rule the day.
For the ones finding new ways to ensure the job always gets done. For the ones wearing many hats. For the ones who are hands-on, even from far away. And the ones keeping business moving forward. We are Grainger, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, with 24/7 support and experienced staff at over 250 local branches. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station. Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
Everybody want to see everybody improve. So when you got a team like that, that mentality, it's the nature of it. You know, we got a chance, we got an opportunity to build something new, something different. We're a totally different team now this year, and now we got a chance to show that, to express that, to get people to start to believe in what we have going on. So to be a part of that, to be a part of a team that's going to make history, it's no better feeling. And that's why I love being here. That's why I know they love being here. And plus, what's better than Florida? So, I love it. I love it. I'm trying to look good all 2021. You know, the summer's coming up here. You know, the best thing I like to say is get bumpy, and we're gonna be bumpy all 2021. So, you know, we love it. We buying into it.
You said be bumpy?
Yeah, I didn't get that one. Be bumpy.
Where's Austin when you need him?
We need your help.
Can you play that back, Coos? Well, not yet. Don't do it
Just
yet.
the whole thing?
Yeah,
or?
just the end part. By the way, that's Shaq Griffin with Ashlyn Sullivan from Jaguars.com. They sharing that sound with us today. The big deal, by the way, off of the Jags, big story, is attendance. And phase 2, voluntary, and the Jags have a lot of people there. Now, this used to be around here a big story if people weren't there.
Correct.
But it's a big story when a lot of people are there, especially in this day and age, because last year we didn't have one of this time of year because of the pandemic. And a lot of the players believe that we don't need this time of year. Yeah. And so the fact that the Jags have a lot, that does say something about the buy-in to Urban Meyer, to Trevor Lawrence, to what the Jags are doing. And Shaq Griffin, that you just heard him, he thinks that too. And you got to love the energy of Shaq Griffin. But listen to what he says at the end. I want you to interpret. What does this mean?
Okay.
And plus, what's better than Florida? So, I love it. I love it. I'm trying to look good all 2021. You know, the summer's coming up here. You know, the best thing I like to say is get bumpy, and we're gonna be bumpy all 2021. So, you know, we love it. We buying into it.
You don't know.
Get bumpy?
Does that mean like when you're at the beach and you gotta be looking good? Like I need my biceps showing, my pecs. Is that bumpy? Is that what he meant? Because he kind of put it in the summer hot kind of summer fun realm.
Yep. Yeah.
Am I onto something here?
That's what I would say. Yeah.
You don't know. Just admit it. You don't know. Like you're supposed to be the cool guy and you don't know.
No comment. No, I think it means just you're getting wild. You know, you're having fun. That's all I'm going to say.
You're not allowed to say it. Should he have not said it, or is there a bad context to this?
I think it just means getting wild. Let's just say that.
Should I not tweet this out?
No, tweet it out, dude. You got it.
Is there
tweet
is
it
this
out.
a slang dictionary that you're looking up?
No, you're good to go. Tweet it out. If Jaguars can send it that word, you can say it as well.
Oh, really?
Yes, you're good. You're fine.
What's the context he put it in again? What? Getting bumpy?
Yes, get bumpy.
Kuz, play it one more time, please.
Kuz, have you now figured out what it means?
No.
21, the summer's coming up here. The best thing I have to say is get bumpy, and we're going to be bumpy all 2021. So, we love it. We buying into it.
I love it.
Now I can't wait to find out the real thing.
No, it's nothing. It's nothing. No, you're all good, man. I think he just means, having fun, getting bumpy.
As you look over to Kuz. All right.
How am I? Okay, whatever.
Should we take a quick commercial break just so you can share this with me?
Where do you go to? This was
UCF Bounce House?
Oh, this is it's Shaq Quarterman.
No, it's Chico Griffin.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Quarterman. Well, then I don't know what Griffin's talking about. Then I'm sure he's okay. There.
But it would have a different meaning if it was Shaq Quarterman saying it.
Just tweet it out, Brent. Just tweet it out. I've said too much. If it take that for how you want to take it. If you get where I was going with it, Hey, if you know why I brought up Shaq Quarterman. If you don't, you don't, and it's all good. But anyways, please tweet Bumpy, and let's move on with our lives. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
It's not. Well, you're trying to make it into a big deal.
It's not a big deal.
I just want to know if I was supposed to dump that.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
I think depending on the region, it could mean different types of things, but I think with what he was referring to, you're all good.
You
tweeted it.
I tweeted at him. What does get bumpy mean, Shaquille Griffin? That's it.
Yes.
It's
I think he means getting wild, having fun.
Well, that's what I interpreted too.
Correct.
Again, if you go back to it, he put it in like a summery kind of feel, which is that's that vibe.
It's summer, man, hanging out, doing some margaritas, getting bumpy.
Now, he was playing on the West Coast. Is there a West Coast interpretation of
There
this
might
that
be.
you're digging up?
There might be. No, if I was gonna bring the interpretation, I was thinking it's an East Coast thing.
Okay,
it's a Southeast Coast thing. Once again, I've given the hints. I've played the breadcrumbs. I don't want to get into it. So can we get into a new subject, please?
Sure.
All right.
He is an energy guy, Griffin.
Yes.
You can feel he's excited. First of all, he is a huge Florida guy.
Yeah.
Like he is a big deal when he came back here. Coming home was a big thing.
Yeah.
A big part of it. But they need that guy. They need that energy guy.
Mm-hmm.
They need positive vibes. They really do.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's get bumpy or not.
Yeah.
But they need that. We need that in Jacksonville.
Yeah, for sure.
And you can. I think he's one of those guys that can help shape that room a bit. Now you got to play well too, and he's got to live up to the contract. But this is a defense that went from having such a personality in 17 and 18, had Saxonville and all that, and we're going to make 30 for 30s about them.
Yeah.
To having no swag whatsoever, instead being the bad story, and quite frankly, not a lot of personality, because when you're not that good, you can't have personality.
Yeah.
So I'm not telling you there's defense going to be great. I don't know what it's going to be, but I think personality helps. I think there's a little bit of that with Miles Jack. I think there's a little bit of that with Josh Allen. I think they play with some personality, and success breeds a little bit more of it. I don't know enough about a lot of the new defensive linemen that they signed to see if we'll see that personality come out. But I do think in that back end with a guy like Griffin, that does help. Keep in mind, like even now, we'll see with Cisco and these young players. I think it takes a little bit for them. Now, some of them will come in there right away, and you'll feel that. But like Jared Wilson's a good player in my opinion. I think he's a fine player. But he doesn't have a lot of personality back there. He's not going to be that guy, right? He's going to go make a play, and then he's going to go line up. Sometimes on defense, going to make a play and then telling everybody about it's not a bad thing.
No, that's what you need, man. I mean, see, and we've been over this before a little bit. Last year you could pick apart a lot of things that was wrong with that defense. One of the things that you can pick apart was, and once again, we don't want to give Jalen Ramsey too much credit, but we watched what Jalen Ramsey did for the Rams, right? He brought a swagger, he brought an attitude with himself to LA. And now they have that. Not to say Aaron Donald can't bring that, because once again, Aaron Donald probably best defensive line in the NFL, so he brings it as well. But Jalen Ramsey brought a little extra to that. Last year, I mean, and I know like Wingard was doing his thing, right? And he's jaw-jacking and he's letting everybody know about it. That's fine, man. But like, you know, it's one thing if it's just that's who you are, but it's another thing where if you make that big play and then you let them know about it.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, with the Wingard, it'd be like, okay, the guy caught a first down, but like you had a nice tackle and you drove him back, but it's a first down.
Yeah.
It's not like you had an interception and you threw the ball in the end zone. You know, like there's different variables. There's different levels to
this.
There
wasn't one play that a Wingard made that was a game-changing play.
Exactly. Correct.
Jalen did.
Exactly. And that's a difference, I think, of possibly last year to this year now, is you're going to have more of those, you know, we can call them dogs. We can call them we can call the bumpies, whatever you want to call them, but just dudes that are the bumpies, but dudes that are ready to play, right? And dudes that they're going to have fun. They're going to make plays, but they're going to let you know that they made the plays. That's what I want out of a defense, Brent.
Let me ask you this, though. You think, how much will Urban welcome that?
He has to.
Personality.
See,
again, this is an interesting dissection of what he did in college. I mean, there were a lot of personalities down there in Gainesville, almost too many and too much stuff, right?
Yeah.
There was less of that at Ohio State. Not to say not personality, but there was less stuff. But I wonder where he falls in terms of the let those guys play, man. Let those guys have fun. I would think he welcomes every bit of it.
Yeah, you have to. Because, you know, I think at the college game, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to compare the college game to the NFL game in terms of celebrations, in terms of energy. Like, it's probably a horse apiece. It's close. But, like, you get the sense that you see.
You can get scolded quicker in college for
Of
it,
course.
you know.
Of course.
You
But
can't throw a guy's shoe.
Can't throw a guy's shoe. Don't act like you're urinating in the end zone.
Yes.
You know, come on. Now,
But
anywhere
you're
you can't.
quicker to a penalty in college, most likely. than you are in the
Correct. So I think Urban Meyer's going to encourage that. I think Joe Cullen is going to encourage that. Because that's the funny thing about Joe Cullen is you'd say he's old school through and through.
Yeah.
Going to yell at you. But I also think like he demands that you have fun. And like if you watch the Ravens at all last year, their defensive line, like they had some characters. They had some. They were having fun though. You know, like they're working hard, I'm sure. And training camp was what it was, but they also had fun. And that's what you have to do.
Most coaches are pretty good with it unless it goes over the edge and then it starts becoming 15-yard penalties.
True.
Right.
Well, I would say Bill Belichick said that. I mean, do you see a lot of?
Well, that's fair. Yeah.
Except Gronkowski.
Well, yeah, but he did.
Got, like,
in
the free
fairness, now
pass.
he let Gronkowski do his thing.
Yeah, true.
Right.
True,
I mean,
true.
maybe nobody else felt comfortable doing it. Gronkowski just didn't care.
He was so
Right?
naive. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, but in fairness, Belichick let Gronk be Gronk.
True.
He did. I don't think he held that back, or Gronk just said, "I don't care."
True.
One of the two.
Yeah. I think Bill Belichick understood what Gronk was, and he wasn't going to make him change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think personality in football matters, and it comes in all different ways. You know, I mean, Calais had a personality to him, right? He wasn't sitting there doing dances and getting penalties and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But he did, and wasn't even in guys' faces.
Yeah.
But just a big guy smile, you know, even after he just crushed somebody, said a lot about his personality and kind of helped give a personality to the defense. So it comes in different ways, in my opinion. But I just every time I listen to Shaq Griffin talk, bumpy or not, I just think I'm like, that's that guy. Like, they need some more of those guys. They really do. They need some of that, especially on the defensive side of the football. You know, I will say this. I think Leonard Fournette offensively gave them the personality. What he did in Pittsburgh, what's his name? Mike was his first name. The safety. When he called him on. I forget his name now. But
not Mike, not Fitzpatrick. No, it was before.
Yeah, it was before. But
yeah,
either way.
Yeah.
But, like, if you listen to a mic'd up segment with Leonard Fournette, he'd be at the bottom of the pile after just getting crushed by 8 guys laughing, like giggling.
Yeah. Which is intimidating in itself. Yeah. I mean, that's.
Like, I think there is something about football that's, you got to, listen, it's a business, it's a game, it's violent, it's all that stuff. But sooner or later, you got to show up. It's also fun. And you're having fun. And on both sides of the ball. And the more you can do that, the better you are. And I really think that's where baseball has taken a huge leap in the last year and a half, 2 years.
Correct.
I think those guys are having fun. Did you see the other day? Chris Bryant left a Twix bar in left field for Schwarber. Yeah. I was seriously thinking, I was like, that stuff hasn't happened on a base. They're comfortable enough to do that stuff. Like, that's a story you'd read about from, like, the 1920s or 30s.
Yeah.
Like, guys weren't doing that in even the 80s. In the 90s, it didn't feel like.
Yeah.
And definitely in the early 2000s. And now we have players that are willing to have some fun and
bring
do that
back
stuff,
the old
right?
school, man, in every locker room. Like, let's have Marlboro cigarettes waiting for every player. Smoke them up at halftime if you got to do it. Like, it's the good old days.
If we see a player vaping in the outfield, then we have a problem. Zach Wilson's vaping on the sideline.
Urban Meyer's
in New York.
attempt to relate to the modern era NFL player, just the modern era person in general. Hey, we're gonna have vapes on the sidelines if you need them. Oh man.
So anyway, I that's every time I hear Shaq Griffin talk, I think of that, which I think, and that's cool. I think it's a big part of it. I think it's going to be a very important part of this. Again, I look at some certain players that are important parts of the turnaround. They spent over $40 million on Shaq Griffin. Like, he needs to play well for them. They need to be right on that acquisition. And it was important because they needed that position. And now they have some depth at the position, but he's going to be the veteran guy with a couple of young guys in Campbell and Henderson. And so there's a lot on his plate to deliver. And it'll be fun to watch him deliver and do just that. So the Jags, again, the big story out of there is, hey, they have a lot of people there. And that's kind of how we got onto this. I think it feels like a middle of the May. Nobody said anything new on Aaron Rodgers. Tim Tebow hasn't been signed. Story. Like, it feels like that kind of story to me.
For sure.
But I do think there's internally, that's probably a way bigger story to the coaching staff and the leaders of that team and everybody trying to fix this thing and turn this thing around than it probably is outside the building. I think sometimes you have bigger stories outside the building, Tebow, than maybe inside the building. And then I think you have sometimes bigger stories inside the building than outside. And I think this story of good attendance, phase 2, all this stuff, I think is a big story inside, and that's important probably internally.
No, it is. It's guys buying in, and that's the biggest thing right now that you want from a first-year coach is guys believing what you do and guys buying in. Now, keep in mind, I mean, you've been through an off-season workouts, and then you've been through rookie minicamp. Like, there's still a long ways to go in terms of getting everybody on board and getting that message across. But as far as almost having perfect attendance, yeah, I mean, I think it warrants the discussion definitely in that stadium, in that locker room. From our perspective, it's cool to talk about, but I get what you're saying. I mean, it's not really the biggest deal from our perspective. I think bumpy, what that means is even more of a bigger deal. And by the way, whether it means, getting in a fight or, having fun or something else.
Christopher on the stream says that he thinks it's
getting in a fight.
Hitting every play, dominating the game physically. He says the art of the bump.
Yep. Yeah, it's the masculinity, it's the physicality. It's getting
that
bumpy.
Makes sense. Mm-hmm. So it's not having your shirt off at the beach.
I guess not. No, I mean, but technically, like, if you're bumpy, like, you're depending what kind of beach guy you are.
Yeah, it depends what time at the beach it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the time at the beach bar.
Of course. Now you're talking. The beach bars get bumpy.
I wasn't that far off in a way.
No, you're good. You're good.
So are we making bumpy shirts?
I like it.
I mean,
do you want me flexing on there?
Well, I don't know how a bumpy shirt would look. I'm just saying if this should be a thing.
So here's the thing, Brent. I'm going to need you to hit up your boy Dave Caldwell, get Shad Khan's number, because Shad Khan specializes in what? Bumpers.
He does.
His new slogan for his thing should be "Get Bumpy."
For his slogan, meaning Flexing Gate, or for the franchise?
No, forget the franchise. I'm talking billions. I'm talking his bumper company.
But the problem is with the bumpers, you don't want to be bumpy because
I probably don't need to go through Caldwell to get Shad's.
Oh, you got Shad Khan's number?
Yeah, that's all right.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, that's no problem.
Well, excuse me. Anyway, I didn't know you. Oh, do you really? You want to? Let me see your cell phone. Let me see your cell phone quick.
I can't share that number.
I can play tight end. We're going to put it on the stream. Don't worry about it. But no. So, yeah. Hi, I'm Shad Khan for Flexing Gate. And Flexing Gate, our bumpers, they stay bumpy. I mean, Brent. I'll call Tony Khan right now.
How about just simply get bumpy?
Or get bumpy. Get bumpy at Flexing Gate. I mean, what do you want?
Get bumpy with Flexing Gate.
What do you want? Mr. Khan, what more do you want from me? Let me come on that yacht at least once, please.
Yes. This should get us an invite on the yacht.
I'm giving you billion-dollar ideas.
To that, you don't want the ocean to be bumpy while you're on the yacht.
Yeah. Do that too as well?
Just for the record,
yeah.
I don't know if this is breaking news,
yeah.
but Shad's also had a couple $1 billion ideas.
Okay. Well, hey, and that's fine. But you know what's cooler than a couple $1 billion? Another $1 billion.
Couple $1 billion.
Yeah, another couple $1 billion.
Is Rick on the phone?
Austin Lane, executive Shad Khan consultant, at least.
Oh, we got Submarine Mike in again. Hey, the Ice, let's get him on. Let's see if he's getting bumpy before the Iceman
We're all getting
game.
bumpy.
What's up, Submarine Mike? Who's
Hey,
the,
guys,
who's
I
the
don't know if I'm
Pittsburgh
getting
Steelers guy that Fournette ran over? Mike who? Mitchell?
It was Mike Mitchell.
Mitchell.
It was Mike Mitchell, yeah.
Right, you got it.
But I'm an African-American man, so it's not me. I'm short and fat. So,
yeah.
So, Austin, I have to take umbrage with something you said in the first segment about the hardest trophy win in sports. It is not the Lombardi Trophy, my friend. It is the Stanley Cup.
Sure. No, I mean, I'm not. I think. Okay, what I meant to say is I think the NFL Lombardi Trophy is harder to win than the NBA title. But
Yeah,
I agree with you. The Stanley Cup can be definitely a hard one to get as well.
Well, hey, Brent, what league is your son in baseball? What league is he in?
Well, he played high school ball this year.
Yeah, well, whatever league he's in, that's tougher to win than the NBA title. NBA, you know.
Well, you know what? High school baseball around here, you might have a point.
It's not a bad point.
Hey, Iceman, go for another one tonight. They're in fourth place, tied for the final playoff spot. Get that whiteboard out, Submarine Mike.
Oh, I got the white. I'm to the point I'm heckling the play-by-play of the Orlando Solar Bears on Twitter.
I like
it. And the Greenville Swamp Rabbits play-by-play guy with whiteboards and gifs on Twitter, and they're playing along and having fun, and they're talking crap back. It's all in good fun.
I like it.
But,
Submarine Mike already in playoff form.
Yes, good.
The playoffs haven't even
Absolutely.
started yet. I like it, man.
All right, man. Appreciate the call. 10 games to go, by the way, for the Icemen. They'll play tonight at the arena. Go check it out, and they are playing very well. This is going to be one heck of a comeback if they do finish it off and make the postseason.
I think tied for a playoff spot right now with
They
Orlando.
are tied that fourth and final playoff spot, so
Yeah.
it's a big deal. Let's get South Beach Gary in before we head to break here on a Wednesday edition of Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690. What's up, man?
Hey, guys, a couple of things. First, I like your PGA Championship predictions before the end of the show. And the other thing is Morgan Moses has asked for a trade, and Washington's granted him permission. Is that someone Jags should consider for the offensive line for right tackle? He's only making a little over $7 million a year, reasonable by today's NFL standards. Should the Jags look into that? And I'll hang up and listen.
Thanks, South Beach. I appreciate it. I saw that, and I thought the same thing. I think every time an offensive tackle, I kind of anticipate the questions coming, but I also think about it. I wonder how much the Jags think about it. Mm-hmm. Do they think about, hey, should we upgrade? I think here's the problem for the Jags in that sense. If you ask the question, can you upgrade? I think the answer is probably yes. I think, well, maybe this is a possible upgrade. I don't know. I don't know where this guy rates.
Sure.
Obviously made good money. He started like every game since 15, I think, so he's very durable.
Mm-hmm.
But, you go Orlando Brown. If you weren't going to upgrade with Orlando Brown, to me, it's like, well, now let's see what you got.
Correct.
And so once they didn't go that way or couldn't get that done or weren't even interested in get that done, when you go $14 million on Cam Robinson, you're committed, man. I mean, you made your choice. You made your bet. You committed to $14 million. Now, you got Walker Little in the draft as well, so that's a cheap backup plan. I also believe the Jags still need to be committed to Jawan Taylor for now. They invested a second-round pick, and I understand this wasn't Urban Meyer's pick. I get it. Yeah. But it's not you don't just find tackles, though, everywhere. You have to make sure this guy isn't good.
True.
Like, I think it's very important to make sure. Now, I hope that doesn't mean, Trevor Lawrence getting face planted, but you have to find out if Jawan Taylor is good, bad, someone you can work with down the road, whatever. That might take 3 games. It might take a whole season. I'm less interested in the Jaguars trying to find any other tackles. I think they have enough on their roster, and they have to see what's on their roster and how this thing plays out. They've kind of made their bet in that respect to see where they're going to be at the end of 2021 moving forward to 2022.
No, I agree with you there. You have to cover all bases with Jawan Taylor for sure. Now I get it. He didn't take the step that we thought he would take this past season, but you still got to trust in him because, once again, a good quarterback can elevate the offensive line. So I agree with you. What about Ryan Kerrigan?
Well, he just signed.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah,
I missed that news.
What did he sign with?
Looking it up right now.
Signed over the weekend.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Eagles. I know that.
It was with the Eagles. Okay.
Yeah, never mind. Scratch that idea. That's all right, though.
I actually was surprised he was still out there.
I know. I'm just like, can you send a shot of just, hey,
Get bumpy?
No, just say Austin's got, the way I visualize is, hey, Austin wants to meet with you real quick. Just give him 5 minutes. I walk in, collared shirt, tie, actually professional for once in my entire life. I'm with Mr. Khan. I'm going to have the Flex and Gate logo up there and be like, get bumpy with Flex and Gate. Goodbye. And then I'm just going to walk out. I'm not going to say, yep. I'm not going to shake his hand. I'm just going to say, get bumpy with Flex and Gate. And then I'm walking out.
This is like Callahan Auto Parts.
Thank you very much.
Yep. It's sold.
Yep.
It's done.
Oh, that classic scene where he's smashing the toy cars. Yeah. In comes the meat wagon. Woo. Yep. Yep.
You eat bear claws as a kid? You ate paint chips as a kid. Stuffed bear claws in this region here. We'll be back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690, and we will predict the winners of the PGA Championship as well.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
A few scattered showers this evening, otherwise partly cloudy overnight, dropping into the 60s. Partly sunny, still a little bit breezy for you Thursday. Highs in the 70s at the beaches to the low 80s inland. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where you get the lowest diamond price guaranteed or your money back.
Oh, boy, you have that look on your face. That grumbling Greg face. Boss asking you to do work? No, I don't think it's unreasonable to ask somebody to work at work. That's why we switched to Peak Push to Talk. Yeah, Push to Talk is back. Connect instantly to anybody, anywhere in the country. Boop. Get used to the boop. And working at work, too. It's kind of the thing we do.
Boop nationwide. Learn more at booptotalk.com.
Why can't I ever find my people? You can now when you boop. Did you say boop? And you'll beep your crew nationwide with Peak Push to Talk. Booping is back. And better than ever from Peak Push to Talk. A boop and you're instantly talking to your crew. No more texting. No more it was on silent. No more never returned calls. Nope, just boop. Boop.
Find your people with a boop at booptotalk.com.
Boop.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hey folks, living in Florida, we don't really worry about the seasons except for one, hurricane season. And since your home is your most important asset, protecting your home with Rhino Shield against harsh Florida weather is good for your house and it's good for your budget. As the saying goes, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And when it comes to your house, those cracks in the walls will cost you thousands if not repaired. Rhino Shield waterproofs your home with a coating that's 13 times thicker than box store paint. It reflects 97% of harmful UV rays, has a Class A fire rating, is salt air corrosive resistant, contains the highest quality ceramics, and of course it comes in any color. Plus, with our 25-year warranty, you get a non-prorated 100% transferable warranty that guarantees against chipping, cracking, and peeling. So call 904-519-5055 or visit rhinoshieldjacks.com and protect your house and your budget.
So you'll never have to paint again. Call Rhino Shield today.
Shred your goals this year with the new Metabolism Boost Banana Passion Fruit Smoothie from Smoothie King. At only 240 calories and 14 grams of protein per 20 ounces, this crave-controlling meal smoothie has non-GMO whole fruits, naturally derived caffeine, and absolutely no syrups. Or try strawberry pineapple or mango ginger. Start your healthier habit and order online at smoothieking.com. Now for pickup or delivery at any of the Jacksonville area locations. Smoothie King, rule the day.
Just be ready. Just be laid back. Just be confident. Whether you're looking to buy, refinance, or fix up your home, or for a new car to get there, count on Community First for low rates and fast answers. We make smarter borrowing easy and convenient, so you can relax, knowing you've got a loan that fits your life and your budget. Apply today at justbeyourself.com. That's justbeyourself.com. Community First Credit Union. Just be yourself. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Sometimes a family needs a little help to deal with life stresses. You can contribute to happy, healthy childhoods with a few simple steps. Notice families under stress. Offer a helping hand. Give your time. Talk about healthy child development. Connect a family with resources. Contributing to a great childhood can be as easy as being a good neighbor. For more, preventchildabusefl.org. This message is sponsored by the Ounce of Prevention Fund of Florida, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
I'm Rochelle Stoddard, president of Berman Brothers and Rubin Ironworks. The skills and relationships I've built through the Jacksonville Women's Business Center were essential as we succeeded in keeping all 70 of our employees on the payroll during the COVID-19 pandemic. Through the Athena PowerLink mentoring program, we had experienced professionals helping us navigate 2020. Jack's Chamber and the Women's Business Center are in our corner, making us stronger in these difficult times. For more information, please visit jackschamberfoundation.org.
Smoked for hours, served in minutes. Now that sounds like good barbecue, and it is at Willie Jewell's in St. Augustine at Mirabella Crossing. Open 7 days a week. It's old school barbecue. Trivia night on Monday. Kids eat free on Wednesdays. Check out the Willie Jewell's app and catering for all of your events. Visit williejewells.com and visit Willie Jewell's at Mirabella Crossing in St. Augustine. Old school barbecue, smoked for hours, served in minutes at Willie Jewell's.
Vote for this week's ESPN 690 High School Athlete of the Week, presented by Honda of the Avenues. Each week, an athlete with the most votes will be announced on Action Sports Jacks. To vote or nominate your favorite student athlete, go to ESPN690.com or check us out on ESPN 690's Facebook page.
Austin Lane.
I want you to put yourself in Leonard Fournette's shoes. Probably a little bigger shoes than you're rocking right now. Shocker, you're wearing sandals, and that's all good, though.
Brent Martineau.
Well, you are too. They're just like, I mean, they're just like look
I
like
might
Vans.
as well be. I might as well be.
Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
Every day, everybody's bringing the energy. From the kicker all the way to every position on the field, all the coaches, everybody bringing the energy. I'm trying to, understand how the coaches are coaching, and just understand them, help them understand me or everyone else. Get better every day. That's the main goal. Get better and stack these days. Keep stacking them, man. That's how you become great. So I'm a big guy individually. Like, I have a lot of individual things going on. So he basically, get with you one-on-one. If not one-on-one, he talks to you, try to understand what can you do and what can't you do, or what's hurting you or what's not hurting you. Either way it goes, they're going to try to, help you out and do what's best for you.
That's Laviska Shenault, Jags wide receiver, I think.
Yeah, when you squat over 500 pounds as a wide receiver, you can refer to yourself as a big guy.
I was thinking of this. Everybody talks about this, like, science and strength program of Urban Meyer.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about, like, DJ Chark, who put on some weight, still fat, like, already seeing the impacts of it. Some people that you talk to in the bill will say, yeah, man, a lot of people feel that way. Like, they can tell the difference.
Yep.
And I have no idea what that means. Other than
is he walking around with a shirt on?
Maybe you get bumpy.
I guess when you're that big, get bumpy. I guess when you're that big, you can walk around with your shirt off.
But that's one guy that doesn't need Urban Meyer's strength and science program. Laviska Shenault.
Oh, yeah, sir.
Hey, I think he's good.
I mean, I get you got a couple injuries, okay, but in terms of the strength portion, yeah. I mean, if you want to do some mobility, make sure you're flexible, you don't get hurt, okay.
Yeah.
But the strength part, yes, sir, I think you're just
Check
fine.
the box.
I think you're just fine. When you're squatting more than defensive linemen, yeah, you're just fine, sir.
We did stumble on a heck of a...
what is it? The whole Derrick Henry thing that you showed me. Speaking of lifting weights.
He was...
Hey, Derrick Henry. You kidding me?
Yeah, Derrick Henry. Let me see if I can find it. Derrick Henry was squatting.
Yeah.
Let's see. I can't keep. He's moving too much. Stop, Derek.
There is a stop button on your cell phone.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What looks to be 645s on each side.
Okay.
So that's 270 pounds on each side. That'd be 540 pounds, plus the bar would be 585 pounds.
Yes.
That's if I'm accurate.
Which, yeah, I think you are.
So that's 585 pounds.
Now, he's doing this. Now, it's a box squat, right? Sometimes you can pull off more with a box squat, but this looks like a warm-up that he's doing it with.
Yeah, he's kind of doing it rather easily. Like he's
not
on
breathing.
rep like number 8.
He's not breathing hard with
9, 10, get a little tougher. 11.
I mean, I can do air squats for 10, and it'll get a little tougher.
Yeah. But he seriously is doing that squat where you hit your butt on the bench.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you get.
Depth is good.
Is that what's called the box squat?
Box squat.
That would be?
Yeah.
I don't give these things names.
No, you're good.
But
I understand you probably never squatted a day in your life.
Oh, I just did 100 squats today.
I see you.
Without weights.
I see you. But no, I'm sure it was killer. But obviously, I mean, it shouldn't surprise you. The guy's an absolute freak of nature, but that's impressive.
Like, I'm not good at this kind of stuff in terms of how much. Like, that looks like a lot. Is that 585 pounds is a lot?
Correct.
Do you remember squatting?
Never squatted 585 pounds.
I mean,
I think it got
350?
4? Yeah, I think I got up to 505.
You know what my favorite exercise
I got these
used
long
to be?
legs. What's up?
In college, the one that you felt like, oh yeah, I'm moving a lot of weight.
Sure.
Just the leg
sled.
the leg press.
Yeah, the leg sled.
The leg press. You're like, look at all the weight here.
All of a sudden, your friends are jumping on. That's some more weight.
Right,
no,
you can push the guys on there.
For sure.
Like, yes.
See,
I'm a stud.
It is such an aggressive exercise because literally it makes some noise too. It's like everyone in the gym's watching you.
You're right.
That is the most aggressive piece of exercise equipment in the gym, bar none.
That's true.
The most impressive feat that I think I've seen in a weight room in the NFL that comes to the top of my mind. So I've talked about him before. Stephen Paya.
Yes.
Set the bench press record at the NFL Combine. I think he got like 225, 40 something. Just ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right. And
Big dude.
Yeah. So he used to bench press, not with a normal bar, but like a bamboo bar. So he would have like 315 on a bamboo, and literally like his arms are. It's like he's doing like the Macarena. Like his arms are all over the place. But he's like he's lifting the heavy weight and then also balancing it. But the craziest thing that I saw him do was we had a station where we had to do bear crawls with like dumbbells.
Okay.
Right. So I think I had like 55 pounds, and like you have to do like it's like bear crawl, but pick up the dumbbell.
Yeah.
Right. It might sound easy to people. It's super hard.
There's nothing easy in the weight room, folks.
No, exactly. But like, there's coordination. Obviously, it's almost like doing like a reverse curl, but you also have to pick it up and it's a very difficult exercise.
I'm gonna have the kids do it today.
Yeah, and we had to do it for probably 20 yards. So I'm doing like 55s, and listen, this is like I'm trying to make the team. Like John Fox, I hope you're watching this because I'm almost crying how hard I'm working. Like that's where I'm at right now in the springtime, right? Like take note. I'm taking this 100% seriously. 55 pounds. Stephen Paya comes out and puts 95 pounds on the ground and does it for 20 yards. And like it's nothing. Like it's absolutely nothing. Just bear crawling with 95 pounds. Makes no sense to me.
It's unbelievable.
And once again, I can't because it's hard to visualize. I get it. It's probably hard if you've never done it before. Take my word for it.
Go try it.
Yeah. Take 95-pound dumbbells and do a bear crawl for 20-something yards and don't stop.
And don't get hurt. Take 20-pound dumbbells. It'll be hard enough for you people.
Just do a bear crawl and just call it a day. Don't even pick up the dumbbells.
Don't even pick up the dumbbell.
Yeah.
It is amazing how some people are like that much stronger. You know. But I remember Gus Bradley telling me a story about, I think it was Phil Hansen. Mm-hmm. He said and now I'm putting names together, and I'm pretty sure it was Phil Hansen's story.
Okay.
But he said, like, he grew up, I think, on a farm, and so he would throw bales of hay.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
And so that's where Country Strong comes in.
Without a doubt.
They really wasn't that strong, like, in the weight room. But he could throw bales of hay. I mean, he could throw guys out of the way in the NFL.
Yeah.
Because that's that same motion, right?
Who you telling?
I mean, why you almost wonder why defensive, or maybe you did, like, why don't they do that, like, out on the field?
Like throw hay bales and stuff?
Seriously. It is kind of like that motion,
right?
No,
it is. It is to an extent. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. I mean, compared to some of the things that we do, like just the bench press, like when are our hands going to be that wide? No, but you're not wrong, Brent.
Yeah. I wonder that sometimes. It's kind of like what I say in baseball now. It's like I think the dumbest drill in baseball now is the soft toss.
Yeah?
Because, soft toss, what I'm talking about.
I get it, but it just teaches technique. It reinforces, the swing,
probably, right? But you never see a ball go that way.
True.
In baseball.
True.
Right?
No, you're
right.
You
never see a ball go, just sit there.
You would almost have to do in front of them if you were to, but then
the best way to do it, obviously, is overhand toss.
Yeah.
But the reason why I think a lot of people do soft toss is because it's easy to do. You and I, as teammates, can go do it. Hey,
it's very
you
economical.
go over there, you do 20 of them, then I do 20 of them.
Sure.
Again, I'm not saying it's like, it doesn't accomplish anything, but I think like we all grew up doing it, and I don't know if it accomplishes a whole heck of a lot.
No, you're not wrong. But that's crazy though. It's crazy to think that once again, Stephen Paya, probably the strongest dude I ever met, and he had an okay NFL career, but he wasn't an all-pro, right? Like it's amazing how that weight room strength doesn't necessarily correlate to having success on the field. Now, I'm sure Aaron Donald's a strong individual, but I play with a bunch of strong dudes in the weight room, and they get on the field, and it's like, I mean,
That's
okay.
sports, though.
Yeah.
A little bit of that's sports, right?
Yeah.
Instincts matter.
True.
Knowledge matters.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, skill set, of whatever position
look
you're
at
playing.
look at Aaron Judge and then Ohtani. Like, Ohtani's a big dude, but he's not Aaron Judge.
No.
You would think, well, Aaron Judge has to be strong in the weight room. Probably
Yeah.
is. But when it comes to hitting home runs, Ohtani does it just as well as Aaron Judge does right now, at least.
That's true. I mean, it all comes in all different shapes and sizes. But it is a. Well, that's why I asked you a couple weeks ago. I remember when we were talking about DK Metcalf. It's like, could Stephen Paia, could he have gone to the Olympics in weightlifting, or could he have gone in the discus or shot put? Like, that was my question. I was like, I bet there are guys that if they, you still got to train. I'm not saying you could walk out there and go to Tokyo and compete and win a gold. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, you probably have a skill set or a strength or a whatever that fits that sport too.
True.
And you could go do it.
I believe it.
A little surprised because in football, again, that's the one sport you really can't do it. And you can go to the Olympics in golf and baseball and basketball and all these other sports, but in football you can't.
True.
And never will. Although flag football in the Olympics someday would be pretty cool.
All of a sudden, Marcel Robinson perks up a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. Yes,
right.
he would.
That's what I was laughing at.
Oh my gosh, he would.
Oh yeah,
you're right.
Yeah,
he thinks he can make it
making
now.
of the what do you call it? Making of the
making of the program.
Making of the program. Yeah. Yep. Marcel Robinson.
He genuinely, if you said that to him, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'd make that team.
Let's go."
That's what he'd say.
Let's get it.
PGA Championship tomorrow. Your picks. I know you went deep on the research.
Yes.
Can't wait for it.
I'm doing it right now, actually.
And a sleeper.
Because I forgot to.
I can't wait to look at the bio pictures to determine a winner. That's what Austin does next on ESPN 690.
ESPN 690 Sports Center Update.
I'm Jake Mitchell. The Jaguars continue to make moves, this time by swapping cornerbacks with Philadelphia. The Eagles will get Josiah Scott, and the Jaguars will receive cornerback Jamison Houston and a 2023 sixth-round draft pick. Meanwhile, former Jag Raquel Armstead, who was just cut on Monday, has already been claimed off waivers by the New York Giants. And in Olympic news, an organization representing approximately 6,000 Japanese doctors called the Tokyo Medical Practitioners Association, in an open letter to Japan's prime minister, say that they believe that the Olympic Games should be canceled altogether because of the COVID-19 pandemic. As you know, the Olympics have already been delayed 1 year, and they are set to begin in Tokyo on July 23rd. Don't forget to listen to your Jumbo Shrimp as they play Norfolk tonight at 6:20 p.m. right here on ESPN 690 or online at ESPN690.com. The Sports Center Update is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
311's coming to Daly's Place September 22nd on the Live from the Ride Tour. Tickets go on sale May 21st at 10 a.m., but you have a chance to win tickets before you can buy them all week long on Action Sports Jacks. Listen to ESPN 690 at 311 for your chance to win.
We are into that travel, baseball, and softball season now for the kids, and with that, we need a reliable car, and we need folks that are tremendous at customer service just in case we need their help. Well, the place to go is Fields Auto Group. That's what we did. My wife loves leasing her Cadillac XT6 from Fields Cadillac, part of the Fields Auto Group. It's safe. We can trust Fields Auto Group, and hey, it's luxury for less while you're on the road. Fields Cadillac Jacksonville and St. Augustine are part of the Fields Auto Group family. There's also Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. It's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. We've tried the loaner program, gone in for routine service, and every experience with Fields Auto Group has been first class. Whatever you're driving, see Fields and step up to luxury for less. Check out their locations around Jacksonville. Just visit fieldsauto.com.
I love that sound. To me, it's a battle cry, because when you have a plumbing emergency, what you don't want is some chuck-in-a-truck plumber treating it as just another day on the job, scheduling you for whenever suits him.
Well, let me check on that. Hey, Robbie, when are we getting back from fishing tomorrow? Yeah, about tomorrow afternoon.
And then doing turd bucket work whenever he finally shows up, if he shows up. Well, flap that, Jack. If you've got a clogged drain, a burst pipe, or a broken water heater, you want same-day service from someone who will go to war on your problem. That's what Griffith's Service does. We offer same-day service for plumbing emergencies, burst pipes, clogged drains, and water heaters. And we'll not only go to battle against your plumbing emergency, we're also waging war against mediocrity in home services. We won't just fix your problem, we'll fix it right. So for same-day service for your plumbing emergency, call
GriffinService.com.
1430-261. We should always be looking at our finances, but 2020 made my family take an even closer look, a bit more of a deeper dive, and it might have done the same for you, even into the world of retirement. Although that's a bit down the road for me, it might be closer for you, and your plan should already be under a microscope, and you have to lean on the experts to help guide the right plan. My friend Mike Lester with Talon Wealth Management is the perfect partner. He will provide a complimentary analysis and a plan for you. Call him at 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com. That's 904-515-5000 or guardingyournestegg.com. Mike will give you the guidance you need as retirement gets closer. He can help you convert company plans to private plans, a move that might give you higher returns and more options. You've earned the money. Now make sure you are ready for whenever retirement will be. Call Mike Lester at Talon Wealth Management, 904-515-5000. That's 904-515-5000. Or visit guardingyournestegg.com.
I'm Alfreda Boney, founder and CEO of Perfectly Suited Career Consulting. I'm proud to be a Jacks Chamber member and to serve on the advisory board of the Jacksonville Women's Business Center. The JWBC is innovating and adapting, embracing the digital transformation to serve more women in Northeast Florida. For example, we are launching the Network of Trust program that will mentor and vet female business owners, preparing them to take the next step as a company. For more information, visit jackschamberfoundation.org.
For the ones standing guard, for the eagle-eyed, for the knights in shining armor, and for all those who support them. We are Grainger, your experienced safety partner, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, committed to helping keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com/safety, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
The COVID-19 vaccine is an important choice for people at higher risk of COVID-19 complications because of diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart conditions. Getting back to life. It's up to you. A message from the American Heart Association.
Unfiltered. Keyshawn Johnson, Jay Williams, and Zubin Mahente.
You actually shouldn't have never benched Mitch Trubisky when he was 3-0. You probably would have put yourself in a much better place right now today.
Keyshawn, Jay Will, and Zubin. Weekday mornings at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio, your smart speaker, or on ESPN News.
Energized, hungry, self-motivated, I guess. I can keep going on and on, but great vibes, I can tell you that.
I missed it. Dang.
Was that sound we played? I mean, we're talking about getting in shape.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about getting
core
bumpy.
talk.
Getting bumpy, by the way, the new motto here at ESPN 690.
No, I'm giving the Shad Khan. You can't have it for this show.
Yeah. Until Shad signs off on it, it's ours.
I already texted Tony Khan, so okay. it's in the process. Don't worry about it.
We all know who the muscle guy is. We ain't gonna speak on that though.
Is Shaq talking about me?
Tyson Campbell's a big dude.
Yeah, I think he is.
Bigger than Shaq Griffin?
That's a good call.
I look, if you got a name like Tyson, you better bring something to the table.
Yeah, it's a little
Just
pressure on you.
It's kind of Debo. I mean, Debo number one. Okay, got it. Tyson's a close second. You better bring something.
I would say
like
Griffin.
Tyson Alualu, big dude.
I'd say Griffin has a little more. My guess is that he has more muscle to him.
Okay.
Maybe based just on the fact that he's 5-6 years older.
These are bold accusations. Okay.
You know?
Okay. These are bold accusations, though, Brent.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was Chenault, by the way.
Oh, that was Chenault. That was Chenault talking about the muscle.
Yeah.
Well, he's got some of those.
Leon Jacobs, too, by the way. I mean, You're talking about team, first team all bumpy?
Yes.
Leon Jacobs.
Get bumped. So basically what I'm envisioning is us three on this logo with our
The
shirts
Bumpy
off. Get
Awards.
bumpy. ESPN 690.
I mean, we have to do the Bumpy Awards now.
Yeah.
And as far as the Bumpy Awards, it's like Peter King when he traveled every single training camp. We got to go every single training camp and find the biggest dude and then give him the Bumpy Award.
That's good.
There you go.
That's good.
The Bumpy Awards.
We're on to something. I like when we produce the show on air.
Of course.
I'm a big fan.
Well, it takes the fans behind the scenes.
It does.
People love,
You're part
transparency.
Of it. Any suggestions,
We're
folks?
kind of like the Urban Meyers of sports radio, where hey, we'll tell you what we're doing. We'll tell you what's going on. We're not gonna hide anything from you guys.
We got nothing to hide. Nobody's gonna do it better.
We'll sign Tebow eventually. Maybe we'll get Trevor Lawrence on the show eventually. Never got Gardner Minshew, but it's not a big deal.
I feel like there's a way to get the bridge from JTB going towards like the beach. You know how it's really bumpy once you go over?
Yep.
That we got to get that involved somehow.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay. I like that.
We're working on this
My
logo.
son loves that, by the way.
He does?
Oh, he lives for it. Like, hey, Dad, could we go back and do it again? No,
Yeah.
not really.
It is kind of fun, huh?
It's you get
You're
the
a kid.
butterflies going.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy it.
It's not when you're drinking something though. It gets a little messy.
Thought you were going to go in a different direction, but yes, not when you're drinking something. Yeah.
Drinking apple juice
Yes,
or
no,
soda
yes,
or
thanks for
coffee.
clarifying.
Yeah.
I had
in
to
the
do that.
passenger seat.
Wait, you can drink while you're not. Okay, never mind.
Yep.
PGA Championship starts tomorrow.
Yep.
I know Austin will be tuned in.
You know, I'm
locked in.
Now, but what time is that again, Brent? Because I was checking my local listings, but I got mixed up because the NBA playoff.
Yeah, it's like 8 in the morning coverage
yep,
begins.
There it is.
On ESPN Plus. Same
See?
place you can find a UFC.
See, don't compare them. Don't compare them. But yeah, I got it. ESPN Plus.
I have this. Who has the most obscure winners of the majors? Like, I would say the Masters is pretty like, you're going to get big names. It's a small field.
Yep.
I think the PGA Championship might.
Really?
Yeah, because you get like
there's some interesting faces here. I'm looking on like the field because I'm doing my research, my reconnaissance right now.
Well,
there's a lot of faces I don't recognize.
Well, listen. You have Brooks Koepka, Colin Morikawa's a young star, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jason Day, Rory McIlroy. Those guys have won it. Tiger's won it a bunch. But you also in the last 20 years have had Jimmy Walker win it, Y.E. Yang win it, Keegan Bradley, who has had moments, but still he's not like a major. He doesn't win majors left and right. Sean McKeel won it. Rich Beam won it. Steve Elkington and Mark Brooks won it. I'm not asking, like, did you ever hear of these guys? If you're a golf fan, you've heard of them. But still, they're not, like, studs of the golf world.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder if PGA Championship has the most obscure winners overall. British Open might have this, too. And I think in part because sometimes the Europeans that will win, they're not household names.
Yeah.
If you go back some 20, 30, 40 years to us, like to the golf.
Well, and you think the Europeans have the advantage of the British Open, obviously.
Yeah,
right?
it's a different style of golf sometimes.
Yeah.
So anyway, who are you going with on your picture contest?
We're doing it right now?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we're running out of time on the show.
Okay, so, for the criteria this year, and obviously I was doing my research, my due diligence the past 3 or 4 minutes here. And, Brent, where's the championship taking place again?
Kiowa Island, South Carolina.
I can't pronounce that. Kiowa?
Kiowa.
Yeah.
Kiowa
Island.
It's probably similar to something you put in your shake every day.
Quinoa. So it sounds like quinoa, but it's Kiowa.
Kiowa.
Okay, it's quinoa, but there's a K, not with the Q.
True.
K-I.
And then a K-I-A.
You spell that out?
W-A-H.
Really?
Kiowa.
You sure?
Pretty sure.
All right.
I told you I was citywide spelling bee second.
I see him.
Second place.
Silver
medal was
expert
good.
Brent Martineau. Anyways, so since it's in Kiowa Island, pretty close by to Charleston, South Carolina.
Very close.
I've been to Charleston, home of the Chanticleers, right? No? Is that that's Myrtle Beach?
You're thinking Coastal Carolina.
And that's Myrtle Beach.
That's Myrtle Beach.
Well, whatever, man. It's close enough. So I'm picking guys that look like they would be on a spring break, even though they're like 40-something years old, and they're like the creepy guy you would see in college at a spring break. So I'm taking this dude, Cameron Smith, because he
lives in Jacksonville.
Does he really?
He's from Australia, but he lives in Jacksonville.
All right. Mate. So, yeah, I'm taking Cameron Smith, and then I guess that's kind of an underdog, isn't it? Brent, right? Is that underdog?
Yeah, that'd be underdog.
And then I'm taking this guy who looks like he listens to Pitbull in his minivan, and he just got fired from his rent-a-car job. I'm taking Derek Holmes, because look at Derek Holmes right now. I mean, come on, dude. Come on, hey. Get him. Can you give the guy a better picture? So Derek Holmes. Get the guy a better picture next time. Do you know what Derek Holmes is? Is that a household name?
I know. I don't.
So, I don't know. Maybe won a contest. Derek Holmes winning it.
There are some people in this field that, and some of it because they actually are PGA professional golfers, but not on the tour all the time. That's the nature of this tournament. Long shot. Can I go with Ricky Fowler? I would like a long shot to be like Joel Dahman.
Joel Dahman.
Somebody, he wears the hat, I believe.
Okay.
I like the bucket hat.
Okay. I like the bucket hat. That's very spring breakish.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And I'm going to try one more time with Tony Finau to win it all.
Okay.
Tony Finau. Maybe he can do it.
Kuz? Doesn't matter.
The show's over, Kuz. We'll see you tomorrow. ESPN 690. Jumbo Shrimp tonight. You're on ESPN 690 as well.
CGC Water has been telling you if you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Still not a believer? Well, you can believe me. My family has been a happy CGC Water customer for 4 years now. Customer service is tremendous. We got our water tested. We were told about our options in financing in detail. No pressure. Just